I love baseball.
Baseball, baseball.
94.5 The Peak presents Wasatch Wasps Baseball on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. This broadcast is powered by Guild Mortgage, Dairy King, CarQuest Auto Parts, Physical at the Fit Stop, Wasatch Back Flooring, Napa Wasatch Auto Parts, Heber City Point S, Dorius Dental, and Bank of Utah.
Baseball.
The guy on first.
Who?
The first base.
Who?
The guy playing
Who
first.
is on first?
I'm asking you.
Now let's go live to the Diamond for play-by-play coverage of Wasatch Wasp Baseball on 94.5 The Peak.
Good afternoon and welcome to the ballpark. It's almost good evening, Ty. We're getting started here at 4:30 here at Wasatch High School. Believe it or not, it is the second game this season. But despite the snow, despite the rain, Wasatch is able to get some baseball in. They begin their two-game series against the Timpview T-Birds. This game originally scheduled for at Timpview due to weather. Their field not ready to play. They quickly made the switch, and we are up here today, hopefully going to play at Timpview tomorrow. If not, it sounds like that game will be played on Monday. But Ty, welcome to the ballpark, and we're going to play some baseball despite all the snow.
You're going to have people listening right now that think this is a recording, Tyler. They're going to think there's no way baseball is going on today because 45 minutes ago you had essentially a blizzard coming down here in Heber City. The snow is starting to stick, but Ty, this turf field, again, coming in clutch, and it's totally clear. It looks beautiful, and by the time we get started here, Tyler, give it a couple innings, the sun's going to peek out. This is going to be a pretty nice day for baseball over here. Couldn't happen otherwise because the dirt would be too soggy and too wet in other fields, so thank goodness for the turf here, and it's paying off big time for Wasatch this year, which has been a little sporadic with the
moisture's actually making the grass actually look somewhat green out in the outfield as well.
Almost looks like a ball field in the outfield for a second.
We're welcoming you. It is our Dairy King pregame show. Throughout the years, the menu of the Dairy King has expanded beyond just the traditional burgers, fries, and shakes to include non-traditional seasonal items and the best gluten-free menu in the state. Winners of Best in State for over 20 years. Your game intro also brought to you by UCCU, an organization rooted in the credit union philosophy of people helping people. UCCU, love where you bank. Wasatch comes in 10-5 on the season, 3-1 in region play, a heartbreaking loss on Tuesday. What day is it? Thursday? Tuesday against the Spanish Fork Dons,
really
2-1. On a tough play to end the game. It was a line drive that ricocheted and ended up getting caught, and Wasatch had their first loss of the season in region play to the Dons. Looking to bounce back today against an interesting Timpview team, Ty. I'm going to throw it over to you. What are some keys Wasatch needs to get back on track and get back in their winning ways against the T-Birds?
Well, Ty, you just got to keep having the grit that the team's had all year long. That's been the word we keep going back to. This team is very, very gritty. They're very resilient. Often they've been down early on in ball games, and they fought back. One of my favorite games this year was the Desert Hills game, Ty, where they were almost down by double digits, and they fought back and really made that an interesting game. I feel like that was a tone setter for the Wasps for the rest of the season. They don't go away when things get tough. It's a heartbreaking loss, but in talking to some of the players, had a chance to visit with Bridger Shaw, Braxton Fowler, a few of these guys. Braxton had the tough hit, Tyler. There was a line drive that ricocheted off two players and got caught to end the game. They sounded like they were ready to go, Tyler. I think they're going to bounce off, be mentally focused and ready to go, and now you just got to get locked in with the weather. Not let the weather be a factor here where it's cold. You were wondering, are we going to play? Are we not going to play? Just got to be mentally locked in and ready to go and focus on the game at hand in front of you.
Keys to the game brought to you by Smiles by Design, brightening lives and instilling confidence. That's Smiles by Design. We'll go ahead and take a break. Be back with your Mountain Refined opening pitch after the break.
Are you ready for lunch? Well, the Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley and have been the winner of Best of State for 20 years. They've recently been named the best of Utah for their milkshakes. You've got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot or a turkey breast sandwich that tickles the taste buds. They've proudly been serving the Heber Valley for 78 years at the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. Stop in today.
We at Guild Mortgage help people build personal wealth through real estate, be it your first home, next home, dream home, or investment property. At Guild Mortgage, we help you refinance for that lower interest rate, shorter term, or home remodel. At Guild Mortgage, we help you plan for retirement by owning multiple investment properties and can even add to your retirement plan with a reverse mortgage. We at Guild Mortgage believe everyone can own what matters.
Timberline Ace Hardware is committed to helping their neighbors and their communities, and because they're in the neighborhood, they can deliver almost anything you need. So shop in store or online for whatever your home or yard needs. Choose from top brands like Milwaukee, Stihl, Traeger, and Benjamin Moore. Then pick up in store, curbside, or they'll deliver your order right to your home. Around the block, what you need in stock with people that know how to help. Timberline Ace Hardware, serving the community for over 50 years.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Opening pitch brought to you by Mountain Refined. Nestled in the heart of the Heber Valley, Mountain Refined has been a trusted community staple for over 30 years. Our passion lies in serving the community by providing top-notch furniture and flooring solutions. Ty, going to throw it over to you. Wasatch, the designated home team today for our defensive starters.
Well, Ty on the mound, coming off his best game of the year is going to be Blake Sweat. Went 7-inning complete game against Spanish Fork to get the 2-1 win last week. And we'll see how he bounces off against a really good Timpview team, Tyler. You're not going to find a lot of teams with a higher batting average than Wasatch. Timpview is one of them. So Blake's going to have to be at his best today on the mound for Wasatch. He'll be pitching to Micah Dahl behind the plate. Around the infield, Bridger Shaw at third base, Braxton Fowler at shortstop. Jack Salmon can get the start at second base today, and then Grant Mahoney over at first base. And your outfield, a familiar look, Kyron Stocking in left, Austin Brown in center, and Eddie Bluth in right field. That's your starting lineup for Wasatch today.
Brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop. When it comes to your health, you deserve quality and effective care. At Physical Heber Valley, we work with you to understand your health and wellness goals and create a customized plan to get your desired outcome. Timpview team that comes into the season 7-8 on the year. They are 0-4 in region play with seasons or both sweeps to Cedar Valley and Salem Hills to get the season started. An interesting game on Tuesday, a 3.5-hour game that ultimately ended with a pickoff at second base. The final score 18-17, a loss that Salem Hills gave to Timpview. Looking over that game, Ty, there were 21 hits by Timpview in the game. 15 RBIs, 4 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs on those 17-run score. This is a team that can swing it, Ty. Yeah. They haven't had the toughest preseason schedule, but they've shown that they can swing it against some of the region foes.
Ty, it's interesting when you look at these two teams on paper because you're right. Timpview a 368 batting average, higher than Wasatch at 344, and Wasatch averaging nearly double-digit figures per game and runs scored. Wasatch has been a little better at producing runs. Timpview has a higher batting average, but Wasatch has scored 136 runs on the year. Timpview only 121 runs on the year. But Ty, if you go a little deeper into the numbers here, I want to look at the extra base hits. Wasatch has 24 doubles, 9 triples, and 1 home run on the season. Timpview, when you compare 39 doubles on the year for Timpview, 8 triples, and 6 home runs for the T-Birds. Ty, this team can swing it, and if you're Wasatch, if you think you're going to just walk through this thing, you might be in for a little bit of a shock here. These guys need to be ready to go. They're going to put it in play. 3 different players for Timpview this year hitting a long ball, Tyler, and this team can really swing it, and they'll get after you. So Wasatch, luckily they've got their best guy on the mound. They're going to have to play some defense today if they want to get a win.
It'll be Clark, Clevin, Weed to start things off. First pitch is going to be swung on to Clevin. It's going to be a ground ball. Mahoney fields it cleanly, throws it over to Sweat, covering first base. 1 pitch, 1 away for the Wasps. Clark came in, one of those batters, over 400 on the season. Timpview will start with 3 seniors. Now it's going to be the pitcher, Zeke Clevin. On the season, Clevin, a 394 batting average, has 4 RBIs, 3 doubles, and he'll hit on the right-hand side.
Timpview coming in at 7-8 on the season, Tyler, way up from where they've been over the last few years. They've been down a bottom dweller in 5A. But, Ty, you did mention their weak preseason schedule, only ranked number 24 in the RPI. And so this one, it's kind of a tough game for Wasatch because it's not going to boost your RPI. No matter what happens here, Timpview's down in the RPI, so it's not going to help your RPI numbers. But it's a dangerous team that can steal one from you if you're not careful. So all Wasatch can do is take care of business in front of them, Tyler. And at the end of the year, things will fall the way that they need to. But this is a tricky game for Wasatch right now.
1 ball, 1 strike to Clevin. Ball 1 on the first pitch, swing and fouled off into the catcher's glove. Now comes with another pitch for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to the pitcher, Clevin. Wasatch dropped to number 9 in the RPI standings after that loss to Spanish Fork on Tuesday. And there's your first Gravity Coalition strikeout looking. Wasatch will throw it around the diamond. 5 pitches on the inning and 2 away.
Ooh, Ty, was that a little two-seamer or maybe a changeup diving down? Looked like he had a little action kind of going down and in towards the right-handed hitter's ankle. That's a really filthy pitch there from Blake. Maybe in an expanded zone a little bit from the umpire, but probably expect that on a cold day a little bit.
It's going to bring up the left fielder, another senior. This is Tyler Weed on the season. Weed, 457 batting average, 4 doubles, 4 triples, 3 bombs, has 18 RBIs and 18 runs scored on 21 hits. First pitch is in there for a strike. The 0-1 count. Now gets a check swing on the off speed. Filthy pitch there. Goes 0-2.
Yeah, that off-speed pitch is looking good here early on, Tyler. And Timpview, you can tell this is a free-swinging team, Tyler. They've been trained to get after pitches early, and Blake's taking advantage of that already, keeping them off balance with the off-speed pitch.
The 0-2 tries to go with fastball, misses outside for ball one.
Coach McCoy talked about in the offseason that they really wanted Blake to challenge with the fastball. That's a good sign there. 0-2. A lot of guys will mess around coming back to off-speed pitches. He went fastball to try to put it away.
This one's going to be elevated to right field, and it carries, and it gets over Eddie Blue's head all the way to the fence. Pick him up, put him down for Weed. He's going to have yet another extra base hit on the season, make it 11. Now 12 extra base hits on the season for Weed as he's in with a stand-up triple with 2 away for the T-Birds.
Yeah, he's really a nice hitter type. 5 triples now on the year to go with 3 home runs and 4 doubles. So when you're looking extra base hits there, Tyler, he's got 12 extra base hits alone on the season, 22nd hit on the year. That's a lot of hits on a young season.
It's going to bring up number 17, junior first baseman Will Cannon. 556 batting average on the season, 9 doubles, a home run, 21 RBIs, and he has an RBI opportunity here with the ball one on the first pitch.
Yeah, when Wasatch faced Cannon last year, Tyler, as a sophomore, he was just on the barrel over and over. This is a dangerous hitter. Be careful here if you're Blake. You got a base open. You don't have to give him anything too good. Not intentionally walk him either, Ty. Blake's got good enough stuff to put him away. But you don't have to give in here too well with a fastball groove down the middle.
It is a 2-0 pitch. Swung on. It's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Shaw fills it with the backhand, throws it across the diamond in time to Mahoney. And Wasatch does get out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 is left on base. It's 0-0 as we go into the bottom of the first.
Hey Wasatch, it's Nicole with Mountain Refined. We are so excited to be supporting our local teams and all the sports that you guys are into. We wanted you to know a little piece of what we have. You can come on down, grab teacher gifts, protein powder, and even rent that tuxedo for junior prom. Did you guys know that? Shop local and support us. We love being a part of this community. Go Wasatch, 480 North Main Street, right here in Heber.
You'll always find the best deals and expert service at your local Napa Auto Parts store. We offer expert service in helping you find the parts you're looking for your current project, as well as Milwaukee tools. We can also help you with most motorsport, RV, and vehicle battery needs at your local Napa Auto Parts store in Heber City.
Napa know-how. Napa know-how. Napa know-how. Napa know-how.
Here at Country Gardens and Nursery, we hope that you feel that you are home when you are away from home as you go around our perennial floor checking out the newest and latest for beauty for your garden, as you wander into our indoor plant shop seeing the possibility of what could be yours. Stop by Country Gardens and Nursery, your home away from home. 1401 US 189, Heber City, Utah. And don't forget to check us out on social media for quick tips and tricks throughout the season.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the first brought to you by Mountain West Trailers. They know you value strength and reliability. Utility trailers that are built to last, enclosed cargo for your business, dump trailers for tough jobs, or open trailers for everything in between. Haul it all, big or small, because Mountain West Trailers stands tall. Visit them at mountainwesttrailer.com. Ty takes down the batting order here for the Wasps.
Leading off will be freshman Austin Brown, followed by Braxton Fowler, who leads the team in batting averages on the season. Tyler, only a sophomore for Fowler, but hitting .417 on the year for Wasatch. Grant Mahoney will be hitting third for Wasatch, and he's been on an absolute tear lately, up to .349 on the batting average for Grant. Blake Sweat hitting in the 4-hole, and Bridger Shaw hitting 5. Jack Salmon, the sophomore, hitting 6. Micah Dahl hitting 7. Bluth hitting 8. And Stocking hitting 9. Again, Stocking, we've talked about this over the course of the season, Tyler, floating around 400 again. He has dipped a little below. He's at 370, but what a weapon at number 9 to have a guy hitting nearly 400.
Austin Brown steps into the box. Already mentioned 396 batting average on the season, 20 runs scored, including 2 of the 3 in the last series against Spanish Fork. 3 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run for the freshman. Swing, fouls that one straight back for strike 1. Going to be a little less velocity than what Wasatch faced against Spanish Fork the last 2 games. See if Wasatch makes the adjustment. Clevin on the season, a .412 ERA, 18 2/3 innings pitched. Does have 22 walks compared to 16 strikeouts.
But that breaking pitch not too good there, Tyler. But watching him in warm-ups, he has a pretty good little breaking ball. So I think if you're Wasatch, you need to hang on and watch for that one to come back. Seems like maybe just got away from him.
That's going to be a line drive through the 3-4 hole for a base knock, and Wasatch has the first hit of the day. The right fielder, Tyler, with Brown up, was literally playing about 335 in right field, only about 10 feet away from the fence.
Well, his reputation's out there, Tyler. People know that he can hit it, and he can hit it hard.
Going to bring up Braxton Fowler, leads the team with .417 batting average, 14 runs scored, 13 RBIs, and a couple of doubles on the season. Brown, 7 stolen bases on the year for the freshman.
So we talked about Timpview, number 24 in the RPI. Wasatch, after that loss, tumbled a little bit, down to number 9 in the standings right now.
Brown fakes the steal. Ball's going to be up at the eyes for ball 1 to Fowler. With Mahoney on deck. Wasatch wearing their all-gray pins for the first time this season at the varsity level. Timpview white pants with a blue top and blue hat. Clevin will come set, working out of the stretch with the runner on first, nobody out. The 1-0. Runner's going to go. Another off-speed pitch that is at the eyes for ball 2. And Brown's going to steal the bag easily. Puts a runner in scoring position for the Wasps.
Yeah, really good pitch to go on. Brown had a good lead, good read, and a good jump. And that breaking ball just floating towards the catcher. Gave Brown really an extra couple steps before the catcher get a release. No chance of throwing him out there.
2 balls, no strikes to Fowler. A good lead for Brown at second base now after the stolen base. Second baseman just waiting there at the bag. The 2-0 misses outside for ball 3.
Wasatch saw Clevin last year, Tyler. He came in the game against Wasatch, and that was kind of a offensive slugfest for Wasatch down at Timpview, and they chased him out of the game eventually in that one.
The 3-0 also misses upstairs, and so Wasatch's first 2 base runners are on. For Fowler, that is going to be walk number 13 on the season. Puts runners on first and second, nobody out for the senior, Grant Mahoney. Mahoney comes in a .349 batting average, 6 doubles, a triple on the season, and 13 RBIs. Has an RBI opportunity here with nobody out. First pitch in at the belt for strike 1. Mahoney thought a little bit high, but it's going to be called a strike. A little bit of an adjustment in the lineup. Sweat moving up to the 4 spot today for Wasatch. He's on deck with Mahoney in the box. The 0-1, low and outside. Ooh, man, tough zone just above the belt, and then low and outside. That's going to move the count to 0-2. Clevin now with an 0-2 count after a 4 straight pitch walk to Fowler. Nobody holding Fowler on, and the first baseman playing back. The 0-2 is going to be swung on and fouled off, and will keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes.
Grant's been good at this year, Tyler, when he gets down to the count, being able to battle off pitches that are pretty good pitches, foul it off, get another one, and see if he can capitalize on a mistake. Had a really long bat down there at Spanish Fork, Ty, in the loss on Tuesday where he did just this thing.
Couple of looks from Clevin at Brown at second base. Now delivers the 0-2. It's going to be a ground ball up the middle of the shortstop. Shortstop's going to field it cleanly, flips it to second. Not in time to get Grant at first base. So it's going to put runners on the corners with 1 away, and it'll bring up Blake Sweat. Sweat, a .385 hitter on the season. A .391 hitter on the season. 15 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 3 triples. Sweat into the box on the right-hand side. See if Coach McCoy gets aggressive with Mahoney at first base with 1 away. Clevin comes set. High lay kick. Delivers. It's going to be swung on. It's going to be a fister to the second baseman who fields it cleanly. Catches it cleanly, and now 2 away. It's going to bring up Bridger Shaw with 2 away with runners on the corner. Shaw, .310 batting average on the season. Second on the team with 16 RBIs. And again, our stat, we have another one here, Ty. Another opportunity with 2 outs. 13 of the 16 RBIs with 2 outs, and he's got an RBI opportunity here.
Yeah, you can almost joke, Ty. You just want 2 outs when Bridger's coming up. That's when he comes through for you the most, it seems like.
Clevin goes with the slide step that time, and it's an off-speed pitch in there for strike one.
Yeah, you can see that's what I was talking about, Tyler. He can certainly throw that pitch for a strike, but he's struggled gripping it here. He's already had a couple that have missed high, getting away from him.
Long pause here from Clevin on the mound. Delivers on another slide step. This one swung on and fouled off to the backstop. 2 strikes now to Bridger. Jack Salmon on deck for Wasatch, hitting in the 6th spot, and then Micah Dahl will be hitting in the 7th spot. Little adjustment again to the lineup. Clevin comes set. 2 strikes, 2 away. Slide step delivery is low. Mahoney is going to take off, and he'll swipe the bag. So now runners on second and third with a 1-2 count. Big hole through the 3-4 side on the right-hand side of the diamond. Second baseman's now going to bounce off the bag. So big leads for both Brown and Mahoney. Outfield playing normal depth. The 1-2 goes back to the off-speed, misses high. Ties up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Clevin gets the pitch quickly and delivers with a high leg kick. Misses low in the dirt. That'll be ball 3. Fills up the count, 3-2.
Just kind of over here contemplating, Ty, how easy that was for Grant to steal that with 2 strikes. You see Timpview trying to minimize, didn't even offer the throw down there, but really gives Wasatch an opportunity here with 2 runners in scoring position now with 2 outs.
The payoff pitch is swung on and missed from Shaw, and that will be 3 outs. Wasatch is retired. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and there's 2 runners left on base. 0-0 as we go into the second.
Chad here from Mountain West Trailers. Celebrating 20 years in business, we know you value strength and reliability. Whether it's for work or play, our dump and equipment trailers are built to last. Enclosed cargo trailers for business and fun, or open utility trailers for everything in between. With expert sales, parts, and service, we've got you covered. Mountain West Trailers is always right behind you. Visit us at mountainwesttrailer.com or stop by at 1470 South Highway 40 here in Heber.
Check out the Fit Stop Health Club. It's more than a great facility. Their employees and staff create a comfortable, caring, supportive place for men and women of all ages, as well as their families, to work out. They have your tanning beds, massage, and personal trainers. Find your new groove. Jump into their therapy pool with endless laps. They have Group X classes with nationally certified and specially trained instructors. See what the Fit Stop offers. Go to their website at fitstophealthclub.com. For more information, call 654-2131.
Unlock your potential at Bonnie Joseph Academy, your local beauty school. Explore the art of cosmetology, barbering, hair design, basic aesthetics, master aesthetics, and nail tech programs. Visit bonniejosephacademy.edu to learn more and enroll today. Financial aid is available for qualifying students, and we offer flexible schedules and distant education options. Transform your passion into a rewarding career at Bonnie Joseph Academy, where beauty meets expertise. Bonnie Joseph Academy, Heber City.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Top of the second brought to you by Heber Valley Chamber, who exists to build and be a part of a community where residents, visitors, and businesses thrive. Our mission is to promote tourism, connect businesses, and unite our community. It's going to be Elliot Myers who's going to swing at the first pitch. The catcher is going to ground ball it to the second baseman. Salmon fields it cleanly, throws it to Mahoney, 1 away.
Man, Blake's really looked good, Tyler, the last couple games on the mound for Wasatch. Just love how around the zone he is early on in the count. Over the last couple years as a starting pitcher, that's been a little bit of his kryptonite, Tyler. He's gone deep into counts, a lot of full counts, pitch count working up, but he's been far more efficient. Being able to go all 7 against Spanish Fork was a big deal. You said he took it right up to the limit, though, 110 pitches there. But still, he hasn't been able to do that much in his career.
He's going to bring up the senior shortstop, Jordan Christensen, as the snow flurries begin to come down again here at Wasatch High School. It's a 1-1 count after a ball 1 and a swing and a miss. Christensen on the season, a .289 batting average, 4 doubles, and 9 RBIs. Another swing and miss going inside with both of those fastballs and gets 2 swings and misses. 1-2 now the count.
I think I'd go right back there, Tyler. Hitters do not like cold, snowy days to play baseball. It doesn't happen very often, and there's always in the back of your mind you don't want to get hit.
And he hit it. Same spot 3 straight times, and it's 3 swings and misses. That's the second Gravity Coalition strikeout of the game for Sweat. 2 away.
I'd probably never leave there for the rest of the game, Ty, with Christensen when he comes up. That just wasn't close, swinging on the inside part of the plate.
He's going to bring up junior third baseman now, True Anderson, 385 on the season. Has 1 extra base hit. Sweat goes back inside. This one's a little too far inside for ball 1.
Yeah, but that can still be an effective pitch, Tyler. Sends the signal to the hitter that you're not afraid to come inside.
Misses again, moves the count to 2-0.
And hitting so much about balance. And if you can get them off balance, worrying about a pitch coming inside and then start hitting the outer half of the plate, really hard to make good solid contact.
And misses inside again. So 3 balls, no strikes the count here to Anderson.
And if you're Anderson, there's nothing about this at bat that says comfort, right? That pitch just keeps getting closer and closer to your head from Blake, more and more inside.
And that one misses as well. So a 4 straight walk there for Sweat. Puts Anderson on base, the second base runner of the day for the T-Birds. It's going to bring up junior right fielder Jackson Davis. Davis on the season, a 146 batting average, only 6 for 41 on the season. Sweat, 1 look, delivers. It's going to be swung on, fouled off. Got Micah Dahl somewhere, and that's hurting him a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break.
Yeah, Mirror Lake Station injury timeout for a minute here, Ty.
You know the worst part about this is what we were supposed to get tomorrow if the game was supposed to be here on a Friday.
Mirror Lake Station Donuts.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And now that's just totally been thrown off schedule over here. Next Thursday, is that what we're getting word? Next Thursday they're coming in.
Don't say it, because then the weather will just jinx it. You know, like we got to keep it a secret. You know. And in fact, that's not a bad idea to keep it a secret, and we just bring them up here to the booth. Like that's another thing we can do with the donuts.
What you have is a side with your Mirror Lake Station donut. Got your donut, and then you're going to wash it down with another donut. What's
Sure.
your go-to? Hot chocolate?
Remember they
cheesesteak,
have
milkshake.
It's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Fowler fields it cleanly, flips it to Salmon at second for the ground out, and that'll get Wasatch out of the inning. You go with the raspberry fritter, because that's not really a dessert, and then you can go with a donut afterwards. So you get your fruit and then go with the donut afterwards.
That just sounds like a 2-course meal. You need to get something else in there too, Ty, to wash it down.
No, 0-0 as we go into the bottom of the second here on 94.5 The Peak.
At Heber Park City Appliance, you're getting a dedicated team of professionals who go out of their way to keep your home running smoothly. And when we say team, we're talking about 40 years of winning service and reliability. We're here to boost your at-home satisfaction long after your purchase. So when it's fourth quarter and your fridge goes out, oh man, be confident knowing we're a team that will go the distance for you. Heber Park City Appliance in Heber City. Visit us online at heberappliance.com.
Hey there, Heber City. Are you tired of dings, dents, and scrapes ruining the beauty of your beloved vehicle? Look no further than Robards Collision, the ultimate destination for all your auto body needs. At Robards Collision, they've been offering top-notch collision repairs and outstanding customer service. Their team of expert technicians is passionate about bringing your car back to its original glory, no matter the size of damage. Their state-of-the-art facility is equipped with cutting-edge technology, ensuring precise and accurate repairs. They handle it all with precision and care.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the second, brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Stop on in for sales and services. Visit them at their store in Midway, or visit them online at gravitycoalition.com. Jack Salmon, Micah Dahl, Eddie Bluth to lead it off here in the bottom of the second. Wasatch threatened with runners on second and third in the first, but not able to produce any runs. That ball's going to miss high. He's had a hard time throwing the curveball for a strike, Ty. See if Wasatch begins to sit a little bit fastball. He's landed it a couple of times, but for the most part, it's been high. That one missed bad enough that it was almost take the bat down because it might be a foul ball off the bat.
Gets slippery, Ty. The field is wet. It's been raining all day, a little bit of snow, still coming down a little bit, and so it's slippery.
The sun is beginning to come out and not a lot of wind. Joking here in the pregame before we went on the air that this is the time to play varsity baseball in Wasatch. To be honest, is the 4:30 to 6:30 time slot because the winds died down usually by that point, and usually the games are 3 or 3:30 when the wind's at its peak. 4-pitch walk as Salmon will reach base for the first time in his first at bat on the season. That is Salmon's 6th walk on the season.
Yeah, we've talked about how great it would be, Tyler, if you had kind of a blank check to put lights on the field, so you play a little bit later in the evening and at night. Usually just better conditions for games.
I like Tate Shaw's idea, Ty. You play a JV sophomore hour, and then you stop and say, okay, now we're going to play varsity, and then we'll start the JV sophomore game afterwards.
It's like a little halftime break
yeah,
there.
Exactly. It's going to bring up Micah Dahl. Pickoff move, not in time, over to Salmon.
He was leaning a little bit, Ty.
275 on the season for Micah Dahl, has 10 RBIs and 1 double. Steps into the batter's box on the right-hand side with Eddie Bluth on deck. Clevin is only throwing a couple of batters out of the windup. And we're going to get a balk call, first balk call of the day, and that's going to put Salmon into scoring position. Coach for Timpview wants an explanation.
Yeah, Ty, and I missed it. I was looking down here at Micah and what he was getting ready to do, thinking about how I like this spot for him, Tyler, moving him down in the lineup a little bit here. He's hit a fastball really well over the course of this season, and he should be able to see a few more fastballs down here in the bottom half of the lineup, and he's got some good pop, Ty, and where you've got these guys that just keep getting on base with 6, 7, 8, 9 that we talk about. This is a good spot for Micah to be able to drive in some runs.
Timpview coach gets his explanation and seems okay with it. Head coach is Jeffrey Davis. And he's done a nice job here,
He's done a really nice job at Timpview.
He's turned this program into a competitive that for years there were not very competitive at all.
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit last year, Tyler, asking him how he was doing it. His answer was kind of interesting and a little predictable, but he talked about, I think the word he used was cancer of his team, that sometimes addition by subtraction and having to get rid of certain guys and obviously trying to convince certain types of athletes to come out. But essentially when he was able to remove a few of the negative guys from his team, it really just helped boost his culture.
Ball 1, strike 1 after Micah Dahl swings and misses at the second pitch. Again, 0-0 the score here in the bottom of the second with a runner on second is Salmon after a leadoff walk. The catcher, senior, Micah Dahl in the box. Clevin gets the pitch from the catcher. Not a big lead from Salmon over his second. Now gets a good secondary. It's going to be a bunt. Dahl's going to lay it down right back to the pitcher. Good enough, though. Salmon will advance to third base, and Wasatch has a runner on third with 1 away. Nice sacrifice bunt there from Dahl.
Yeah, it was a really good read from Jack, too, Tyler. At second base, you could read that easy. He saw it down all the way, never hesitated. Because that ball really is coming back to the pitcher to his glove hand side. An easy one to plant and fire over to third base. But Jack got such a good read off the bat, there was just no chance. Clevin had to go over to first all the way.
Brings up Eddie Bluth. Bluth on the season, 290 batting average, a triple and 2 RBIs. He'll step in on the left-handed side of the batter's box.
Infield in here, Ty. Interesting.
Goes
Early
back
in the
to
game.
The off speed and misses. And back into the windup. 1-0 the count.
Clevin last year in 2 different games through 3 innings here against Wasatch for Timpview. And walks were a problem for him. He walked 4 guys in those 3 innings. There were a lot of things that were actually problems. He gave up 10 hits in the 3 innings and 6 earned runs. On top of that, it just wasn't his best games of the year when he faced off against Wasatch. He's looked like he's grown quite a bit watching him in this game. A little bit better stuff this year.
1-0 pitch is going to be swung on and fouled straight back to the backstop for strike 1.
But the walks in command look like it could still be something he's struggling with. And in fact, Ty, that we looked in the pregame, 22 walks on the season, 16 strikeouts. So it has been kind of his issue of his baseball pitching career.
The 1-1 also swung on and fouled back to the backstop. 2 strikes here to Bluth. Wasatch to start off this game 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Bluth back into the box, gets up a little bit tighter to the plate with the 2 strikes. Clevin now goes back to working out of the stretch. The 1-2, slide step delivery is low for ball 2.
Eddie had a great at-bat in the 7th inning at Spanish Fork, Tyler, that was kind of similar to this. Got down early in the count, 2 strikes on him, battled back, got it to a full count, and then ripped the line drive to the right center gap. Just been really impressed with his poise as such a young player, only a sophomore for Wasatch.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The infield still playing in. The pitch misses low again. Fills up the count at 3-2.
And I think you're seeing that poise in this at bat, right? He's worked back here, Tyler, but we've talked about how he's been sub 300 on his batting average most of the year, but his on-base percentage is between 500 and 600. You don't get that very much with young hitters because they're so antsy and aggressive to swing at pitches. He's just such a patient player.
577 batting average. And Wasatch is going to get another walk, and it's going to get by the catcher, and that'll produce runs. Zach Salmon scores on the pass ball, and Wasatch takes the 1-0 lead. Eddie Bluth, you mentioned it, 19 walks now on the season for the sophomore. Has an on-base percentage at 577, and it'll go up with that walk.
Yeah, it's amazing, Ty. His batting average is climbing, too, so it's not like he's got a poor batting average. 290 on the year. But when you're approaching 600 with your on-base percentage, you're definitely doing something right in the box.
He's going to bring up Kyron Stocking, 370 batting average on the year, 11 RBIs, double, and 20 runs scored. Leads the team with Austin Brown in that category. Give some credit also to Micah Daltai. That sacrifice bunt got Salmon over to third, which set him up 2 score on that pass ball. Bluth the lead over at first base. 1-0. Pickoff move. Not in time.
All year long, Wasatch has just done the little things like that. Tyler, you mentioned the sacrifice bunt, which allows you to get over there. But you think the first inning, I know Wasatch didn't get the big hit, but Brown stealing second easily. Mahoney stealing with 2 outs and 2 strikes to get in scoring position. And then those are the moments that just increase your opportunity for big innings and big games, Tyler, because if you get a ball that finds its way through, all of a sudden you got a crooked number on the board just by executing some little details over the course of the game. Wasatch has done that over and over this year.
2 balls, no strikes here to Stocking. Runner stays. That one gets the outside corner for strike 1, 2-1.
That's a good leave there for Kai, though, Ty. 2-0 count. You don't want to go chasing a ball right off the edge of the plate, especially when Clevin is known for gifting some free ones. Make him come back and throw a couple good ones.
Runner is going to go. It's a pitch. It's outside, but Bluth's going to be able to swipe the bag easily. Actually slid by the bag with the wet turf. And that'll move the count to 3 balls, 1 strike with a runner on second base.
There's another really good jump. Tyler Wasatch has a great read on Clevin right now, getting good leads. And these jumps, the poor catcher has no chance of getting these runners out.
3rd stolen base of the game already for Wasatch here in the bottom of the 2nd. Good lead from Bluth now here at second base with the second baseman right on top of the bag. Pickoff move is not going to be in time. Reset at 3-1.
I think Wasatch can maybe turn the horses loose on the base paths here, Tyler. I don't think you've seen anything that should frighten you too much with moves from the pitcher to the bags.
The 3-1 is going to be low as well. So 3rd walk of the inning, 4th walk of the game for Timpview. And that'll bring us back up to the top of the order to Brown, who singled through the 3-4 hole in his first at bat. Also had a stolen base, and it's also going to bring our first Mirror Lake Station trip to the mound from the pitching coach from Timpview. It was tax day this week, and I heard a good one on the radio of what is the most taxing thing to you in sports? That is just, man, it is just taxing. So the Red Sox have only scored, I believe, 4 runs through 5 games. And so there was a Red Sox fan. He said, "Oh, this is just taxing for me." Another Cowboys fan, how Jerry Jones has all this money but refuses to pay some of his players. I guess it's taxing. So I ask you, what's the most taxing thing for you in sports?
It's easy in Utah. You don't have a lot of professional teams. How about the Jazz? An eternal torment that we're in.
You're just sold. It's just eternal.
No, the eternal torment of we're going to keep flexibility. Hasn't that been the Jazz MO since they came to Utah? We'll make this move so one day we'll sign that big free agent. That day will never come. The Jazz just keep trading away stars so they can have flexibility. That is the torment that's going on in Utah.
Clevin's going to stay on the mound. He'll try to go off speed, misses high and outside for ball 1. Runners on first and second are Stocking and Bluth. Wasatch with a 1-0 lead, 1 away here in the bottom of the 2nd. Just joining us, this game was supposed to be down at Timpview at 3:30. Wasatch with the turf decided to host up here, move the game back a little bit, and it's turned out to be kind of nice. It's cold, but no wind. This one's going to be swung on and fouled down the right field side. But the sun is beginning to come out. Still some random snow flurries here or there. And but beside the cold, it's kind of a nice day here. 1-1 the count to Brown, who's 1 for 1 today. Long look at second base. And the pitch gets the inside corner for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes with Fowler on deck. Clevin shakes off the catcher, taking his time getting the pitch. And Brown says, hey, let's take a break. Both runners go back to the bag momentarily, and we're ready to get back at it. Nobody holding on, stalking at first base. First baseman playing back on the outfield grass, as is the second baseman deep in the 3-4 hole. The 1-2 is going to be a slow roller to the second baseman. Second baseman fields it on the run, bobbles, is able to get it over to first base in time. Both runners will advance to second and third, 2 away on the ground out.
Well, it's a productive out. You talk about the little details like bunts and steals. That's another little detail. Not going to show up in the book as a hit, but it's productive. Runners in scoring position with 2, 3, 4 coming up. Now it comes down to getting 2 out hits.
It's going to bring up Braxton Fowler, walked in his first at bat. Again, comes into this game a .417 batting average and a .558 on base percentage. Comes up with a bag open at first. And another pickoff move over to third, and the ball's going to get by the pitcher. They're going to try to swipe the bag home. Bluth on his way home. It's in time. 1 run comes in. Another run's going to try to come in. It gets by the catcher. The throw home is on the ground, and Wasatch is able to score both runs. Cue the circus music there. They tried to pick off Bluth at third. The third baseman can't get it back to the pitcher. It goes away from the pitcher. Bluth comes in to score. The throw home gets away from the catcher, and Stocking comes in to score, and Wasatch takes the 3-0 lead.
Oh, I don't believe it, Tyler. You know, there's the example of what we're talking about. You do the little details, productive out, move you to second and third, and now it provides opportunities. Don't know why you're trying to pick off a guy at third base with 2 outs anyway there, Tyler. I mean, it was a called pick play as the third baseman was wheeling over there, and just increases the chances for mistakes like that and errors to be made. Got to make a couple throws to get the ball to third base and back to the pitcher, and Wasatch staying true to their form, aggressive, scoring all the way from second on a bad throw from the third baseman that didn't even leave the infield.
Off-speed pitch is landed for a strike. He tries to go back to it with back-to-back pitches. That one misses terribly over the head of Fowler. 1-1 now the count. Clevin opting to stay in the stretch with nobody on base. 1-1 the count. The pitch. Fastball is elevated, and it's going to get over to the second baseman's head. A little Texas Leaguer single there for Fowler, and Wasatch gets things going again with 2 outs.
Well, Ty, that would have scored them both anyway, right? So now Braxton can just go in and say, darn, I would have had a couple RBIs there with that hit, but instead he's going to try to start the 2-out rally instead. I tried to put him in motion early here, Tyler.
Yeah, definitely. Grant Mahoney's going to come up. He, in his first at bat, had a fielder's choice ground out to the shortstop on the season, 349, 7 extra base hits, including a triple. Mahoney steps into the box on the right-hand side. Clevin comes set. Fowler's going to go. It's going to be a little hit-and-run action. Mahoney got a good barrel. It's pushing the center fielder back, and the center fielder makes the play. Yes, he does. What a play by the center fielder. That was a heck of a barrel from Mahoney, and that'll be the last out. Wasatch is able to score 3 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors, and there's 1 left on base. It's 3-0 Wasatch.
Hungry for mouth-watering all-American comfort food? Look no further. Chubby's has just opened in Heber Valley, bringing you award-winning burgers and cheesesteaks made from 100% premium black Angus beef. With 9 Utah locations, our family-owned and operated restaurant knows how to satisfy your cravings. And don't forget to treat yourself to our delicious desserts. Come taste the difference today at Chubby's, located at 220 North Main Street. Chubby's Cafe, your neighborhood destination for the food you crave.
Hi, this is Corbin Gordon from Gordon Law Group. I commonly get approached by people with the same question. Hey, do you guys do a particular type of law? The answer is almost always, yeah, we do that. We are the Valley's only full-service law firm that has been in business for over 20 years. We have 5 experienced attorneys who do estate work, litigation, business formation, real estate, water law, divorce, criminal defense, and many others. Gordon Law Group, Yeah, we do that.
Hey, Heber Valley, whether you're cheering on our high school team or enjoying a day in our beautiful valley, our community is stronger when we love local. Our local businesses are the heartbeat of Heber Valley, from your favorite cafe to the shop on the corner. When you shop local, you're supporting your neighbors and investing in the future of our community. So next time you're out and about, show some love. Shop, dine, and explore right here in Heber Valley. Brought to you by the Heber Valley Chamber of Commerce. Remember, love local. It makes all the difference. Visit gohebervalley.com/shop.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Top of the third, brought to you by Big O Tires. Get ready to rev up your savings with Big O Tires. 9-1-2 up for Timpview here in the top of the third inning. It'll be Mimi Gonzalez, senior third baseman. On the season, Gonzalez comes in 200 batting average. Actually, only 5 at-bats. He's 1 for 5 in limited action, playing third base today. He's going to fall down 0-2. And pretty good pitch on that 0-2, just below the knees. Doesn't get the call. Moves count to 1-2. Blake out of the windup, delivers, goes back to the off speed. That one's in there for a strike. Strikeout number 3. Brought to you by Gravity Coalition. 2 looking, 1 swinging, and that'll bring us back up to the top of the order with Wasatch leading 3-0.
He's playing so well right now, Tyler. Blake's into the third inning. That's only his 27th pitch on the day. And we talk about efficient innings, 15 pitches and under. He's well below that number right now. On a great pace today for Wasatch on the mound.
Clark will step into the box on the left-hand side. Clark, 404 batting average, one of, 4 Timpview hitters with, normal at-bats that are over 400. Swings at that one, maybe a little bit high, moves the count to 1-1.
Yeah, I think these next guys race for the foul ball. Ty, was that Eli that won that one? Pretty quick move to that foul ball. Nice slide in there to it. But these next hitters, to finish my thought, you're going to see your free swingers for Timpview.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting here, Ty. It's the off-speed pitch. He's going to elevate it to left field. Wasatch playing a little bit deeper than normal in the outfield, and that one's going to fall in there. Second hit of the day for Timpview with 1 out. Timpview now with our second base runner of the day. Third base runner. We did have a walk in the last inning. It's going to bring up Zeke Clevin, the pitcher. Again, a 394 batting average, struck out looking in his first at-bat. Timpview, good lead from Clark over first. Just made a great play in center field. He's going to go on the first pitch. It's in the dirt. Dahl can't come up with it. Stolen base will put a runner in scoring position. So the Jazz is one day. That's the most taxing thing for you in sports right now. Here's mine.
I think so.
Aaron Rodgers, period, is the most taxing
get rid of
thing
him,
for me.
Right.
Too far inside on that one. Misses close, though. 2 balls, no strikes.
Sometimes in sports you have a chance to get rid of that, right? Just nobody sign it.
Yeah.
Right, and then it's over. It's kind of like the Tennessee quarterback, right? You see he's heading to UCLA.
Is that where he's going to end up?
Yeah, still going to make a lot of money, $1.75 million for him. But there's, of course, all kinds of stories floating around out there about that now, Ty. Like, what a humanitarian that he took a pay cut, to help Tennessee out, and he's going to go back home to play in front of his home team for less money, and obviously just making fun of him. He was demanding $4 million and going to go down to 1.75, which as a college student, I think I would have been plenty happy with any money coming my way. Don't think I would have been upset about $2 million per year.
What are some other taxing things you think are out there for people?
Just sports related?
Yeah, it's just sports related.
Well, it depends on the angle you want to go with that, Tyler. You can go within a game, right? Like if you're walking a lot of guys, that can be taxing to watch in a baseball game.
2-2 pitch is going to be elevated down the right field side. Oh, Mahoney gets a glove on it. Would have been like a Willie Mays catch, Ty, just directly over the head. Not able to come up with it, and we'll keep the count at 2-2.
If you're like the baseball coach at Wasatch High School, Coach McCoy, it's got to be a little taxing all day to be trying to guess the weather, right? Like the weather for spring sports in Utah in general is a little taxing.
How about rest days for NBA players? Isn't that a little taxing to just like are the stars going to play?
Taxing on the fans?
Yes.
It's not taxing on them.
No, definitely. Little defensive swing there does get a piece of it, and that'll keep the count at 2-2. Another foul ball here from Clevin.
I don't know. You want to get a little fancy with it because tax, like you're having to kind of pay something, right? So you got to put forward something. So is that kind of what we're going for the definition? Something you got to give up a little bit as a fan when you're watching to support your team?
The 2-2 swung on, fouled right at, a little bit dangerous there. You got a young lady down taking pictures who is outside of the dugout. And did it get her over there? She's looking at her pictures, and that's something I would do if I was trying to hold back tears. Just try to act cool while trying to fight back tears. The 2-2 almost gets him to chase one out of the zone. Doesn't do it, and that'll fill up the count at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Good at bat here from Clevin. Does have a runner in scoring position. Timpview trying to get their first run across here in the top of the third. Fowler trying to keep him close. The payoff pitch. Check swing. And I don't think they're going to check it. That umpire out of position. And that'll be walk at number 2. And puts runners on first and second with 1 away. Going to the heart of the lineup, 2-3-4. Tyler Weed tripled over the right fielder's head. Comes in on the left-handed side of the batter's box, a .457 batting average, and now has 12 extra base hits on the season and 18 RBIs.
Yeah, this is a dangerous stretch here. Wasatch and Blake need to be at their best. But Blake usually does get extra focus when he has base runners, Tyler. He does a good job with runners on. But Weed with 12 extra base hits. Cannon sitting there on deck at .556 on the year, Tyler. These guys are the ones you want if you're Timpview to knock in some runs.
Here you got 3-4-5, 24 RBIs, 21 RBIs, and 24, 18, and 21 RBIs between these next 3 hitters. It's right where Timpview wants to be. They want to have runners on base with the next 3 guys up. Pitch is going to be swung on, elevated foul. Good pop on the bat of Weed. That first swing, I didn't think it was going to carry it the way it did. Got over Blue's head. That one there, a high pop fly that goes foul for strike 1. Taxing. How about greens fees, Ty? That's taxing for me. I'd love to golf more, but.
Yeah, it's getting real tough out there, Tyler, to go play any golf. But I heard the other day someone said they tried to go to the state park courses out here. It was almost $90 for a round of 18 at this point.
2 looks from Blake. Now delivers. Bounces that one in front of the bag. Good job there in front of the plate. Dahl does a good job of smothering it. Runners will stay at first and second.
So, yeah, you're thinking money-wise, right? I mean, that's a good way to go about it.
Though, I think you go emotional, too, right? Like,
I'm looking at the fans here, Tyler. We've got a great turnout. It's cold today, and there's some good energy out here. I mean, these guys are paying the tax to support their team with the energy out there. You've got, I don't know what you call them over here, Tyler, but people literally wearing sleeping bags out there. What are those things called?
I don't know what they're
sleeping
called.
Bag jacket. It looks fantastic.
Sleeping bag
Stay
coat.
warm over here. I've seen about 3 or 4 of them out there in the crowd.
Is it like the cooler version of the Snuggie?
Yes, it looks more comfortable, that's for sure. A
Selk.
Selk. Okay, Selk.
Not sure that makes any sense to me whatsoever. That's why it's called that, but that's what they're called. It's a 3-1 count as that one misses outside again. Selk.
Yeah, greens fees are expensive, Tyler, but how about the way you lose golf balls, too? It's just got to be rough all the way around for you to golf, right? I mean, those are –
I got invited to do men's league, and they were trying to sell it to me. And they're like, yeah, you just go golfing and you pay 10 extra bucks to be part of the men's league. I'm like, that makes no sense why I would want to do that. Well, you can win your money back. And I said, well, you haven't seen me golf. There's no chance I'm winning that $10 back. Full count as that one's fouled off to the left side. So a 3 balls, 2 strike count with 1 away. It's a 3-0 lead for Wasatch here in the top of the third.
You've got a pretty good nose, though, for finding your golf ball when it gets away from you, right? And then you
don't
sometimes come out on top. You go in looking for one, and you come out with 4 or 5 out of the weeds.
When you don't hit it very hard, it can get into the woods too far. Like that's why I can usually stay with 1 ball the entire time.
You've been practicing your Rory McIlroy shot, so you can get that
well,
draw around the tree. And
I've got the opposite. I can definitely hit it 90 degrees on
slice.
a slice. That was an incredible shot.
It was probably the best sporting event of the year, Tyler, that finish. You look at some of the other big ones, like the Super Bowl, complete dud, right? And I love football, but that was one of the most boring football games I've ever watched. It was a terrible game. The Masters was so electric there at the end.
The payoff pitch, that one's a roped foul into the bullpen of Wasatch keeps the count at 3 balls, 2 strikes. You mentioned Ty Blake's pitch count. Tim, you're doing a good job getting it up here. Clevin with a good at-bat that ultimately ended in a walk. And now we doing the same thing here in the 3 spot. Runners on first and second, 1 away. Still a 3-2 count. Blake, long pause, a long look at second. Takes a second quicker look. Now delivers. Swung on and fouled off again. Keeps the count at 3-2.
It's a good at-bat, Ty. This is the meat of their lineup. You got to have a good put-away pitch here. Blake had a great off-speed pitch earlier on, Ty, in the first inning that he kind of had diving down and away. And if he can hit that spot here, low and outside, have it breaking away from Weed, I think that would be a great put-out pitch.
Blake takes his time, now back into the set and comes set. Long look again, another second look. Now delivers another payoff. It's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. Mahoney's going to field it cleanly. Only thing he can do with it is go touch the bag. So both runners will advance to second and third on the ground out put out from Mahoney.
Good play from Grant. Tyler charging hard. And his footwork's excellent over there at first base. Coming around and circling, ready to pivot and make a throw as soon as he makes the out. Timpview was ready for it. They weren't rounding the bases too hard, Ty, but that's just good work over there at first from Grant.
It's going to bring up the cleanup guy.
Got another taxing one for you here, Ty, real quick. Doing the wrestling broadcast this year was so much fun, right? But UCCU shut down no outside food or drinks. You had to buy their concessions.
Yeah.
Did you believe how expensive that was down there?
Yeah,
Get
that's
yourself
a
burger or some chicken strips. You're $20+ down there at those wrestling tournaments. Concessions getting so expensive right now.
Nice pitch there on the 1-0, just below the knees for strike one. It's Cannon, 556 on the season, 21 RBIs, 10 extra base hits, including a bomb. The 1-1 with runners on second and third. Another nice spot. Lands it for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
How are you supposed to do the 999 challenge, Tyler, if concessions are that expensive? Your 9 beverages, your 9 hot dogs, and 9 innings? Should make it 7-7 here at a high school game.
The 1-2 swung on and fouled straight back out of the play. Keeps count at 1-2.
Maybe that's a promotion we need to get going on here for one of these Wasatch home games is the 7-7-7 challenge, right? Get 7 Diet Cokes, 7 hot dogs, and 7 innings.
Yeah.
See who can pull it off.
Goes to the off speed. Cannon's able to get a piece of it to stay alive.
You think you could do that with the Mirror Lake Station Donuts? 7-7-7?
Both hitters dugout guys collide. Timpview gets the win.
Otis was geared up, ready for that, and his catcher's geared, Ty. He can absorb a hit.
1-2 the count. Still Sweat into the windup, delivers the 1-2, and that one's over the plate too much. Going to be elevated to left field, but right at Stocking, who makes the play. A nice barrel is robbed. Fitting, both teams end the inning with Robs there in the outfield. Stocking with a nice play. No runs on no hits, on 1 hit. No errors, and 2 are left on base. It's still 3-0 going into the bottom of the third.
A home equity line of credit from UCCU makes it easy to access the equity in your home. And right now, UCCU is offering home equity lines of credit with no fees or closing costs. With increased home values, there is more equity to use for whatever you need. A wedding, a remodel, or whatever comes up. It's your equity, so it's entirely up to you. Start your application or learn more at uccu.com. Low rates, no fees, faster than ever. UCCU, love where you bank.
Big O Tires in Heber is your one-stop shop for tires and service. What was once Point S is now Big O Tires. Same service, but different name. We're locally owned and operated and want to help you get your vehicle ready to road trip this summer. Stop in for all your name brand tires, oil changes, alignments, brakes, batteries, shocks, struts, and a whole lot more. Plus, Big O Tires offers financing options to fit any budget or any situation. Visit us today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the third, brought to you by Mirror Lake Station, your one-stop shop for gas, groceries, and goodies, located at 2nd North Main in Camas on your way up Mirror Lake Station Highway. Winners of Best In-State Donuts. It's going to be 4-5-6 up for Wasatch, who has a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Timpview threatened with runners on second and third, but not able to score. Blake Sweat, followed by Bridger Shaw and Jack Salmon. Ball one misses just outside to the senior Blake Sweat, who had a lazy fly ball to the second baseman in his first at-bat. That one misses above the belt. 2-0 the count. Going to get into the NBA playoffs at all, Ty? Playing games happening tonight.
Yeah,
The
NBA
Warriors.
playoffs are pretty enjoyable. There's some intriguing storylines.
I'll tell you who, and he's never been an enemy by any means, but what Steph Curry continues to do, Ty, like, you can't help but root for the guy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you watched that game against the Grizzlies, but knocks down 2 big threes down the stretch, knocks down all the free throws. He is a fun player to watch. And how about playoff Jimmy showing up again, 38 points in the game for the Warriors.
I know, playoff Jimmy. Ty, you were talking about you don't think Donovan Mitchell's that guy, but Mitchell usually steps up in the playoffs. I'm intrigued to see what happens in the East with Cleveland and Boston, or if someone else comes out of the East.
3-2 the count.
I also think just Oklahoma City has been totally forgotten all year, and they've been 10 to 15 games over the second-place team all season long. I'm kind of curious to see what happens with
I
them.
want to say set the record for most double-digit wins on. Like, it hasn't been close in their games either.
But no one's really giving them a chance either.
The payoff pitch to Sweat is upstairs.
That's a pretty good pitch.
Ball 4. That's going to be walk number 5 on the day.
He took that very confidently. I'm not sure I would have been as confident in the box taking that one as he was, but yeah, he obviously saw well.
Coach for Timpview not happy about the call. Going to have a speed-up runner. I didn't see.
Eli Turley.
Oh, Eli Turley's going to come in as a speed-up guy. Bridger Shaw in his first at-bat struck out swinging. Jack Salmon on deck. I think the Thunder are interesting. Have they been so far in the lead for so long? That'll happen, right? Where a team's just kind of coasted, and now they're not ready for the playoffs.
Well, it happens in baseball all the time, right? I mean, I'd love to see the stats. I don't have them in front of me, but it seems like more often than not, the wild card team knocks out the best team in the league, and because they're having to play consistently for that spot, they have to play the play-in game, and they get hot. They end up knocking out the best team, and that's starting to happen a little more in the NBA. Right? A few years ago, the Heat, as a play-in seed, went all the way to the NBA Finals, so you're seeing it a little bit more in the NBA.
Pickoff move, not in time. Again, Eli Turley in to speed-up run for Blake Sweat, who just got on base with the walk. Pitch is is upstairs for ball 1. 1-0 the count.
I noticed you dodged my 777 challenge. You don't want to try that with the Mirror Lake Station Donuts over here?
Oh, with Mirror Lake Station Donuts?
Well, the hot dog. I mean, you go hot dog over there.
What if you did every other?
That's the 777.
Hot dog.
You go 7 hot dogs, 7 donuts, and 7 innings.
And 7 innings.
No Diet Coke. You're drinking 7 Diet Cokes. That's tough.
Nice barrel here from Bridger Shaw. It's going to fall in front of the left fielder for a single. That's hit number 3 on the day for the Wasps, and with nobody out, runners on first and second. We have Jack Salmon, who walked and scored in his first at-bat. Once again, Ty, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 runs coming at 6, 7, 8, 9 for Wasatch.
Yeah, it makes it so fun, Tyler. It just makes it pretty baseball when 1 through 9 you can execute and produce.
Third baseman playing up for Timpview. That's a nice pitch in there for strike 1. First baseman playing back behind the runner at first base. Second base keeping Turley close at second. The 0-1. Runners are going to go on the 0-1. The throw down to third base is not in time. Turley will swipe the bag. That's going to be stolen base number 1 on the season for him. Runners on the corners now for Wasatch with 1-1 count to Salmon.
Again, that's really good from Eli, Tyler. It's a good jump, fully committed, put his head down, and was really committed there going to third base. And again, I felt like it was a good read. Not a bad throw from the catcher. Gave himself an opportunity down there. Nice job from Eli to come in and make an impact on the base paths.
1 ball, 1 strike. Shaw creeping over at first. He's going to step off the mound. Coach McCoy looked over at first base coach and little palms up of
what's Bridger doing there?
Base. The 1-1 gets the outside corner for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Salmon. Nobody out. Runner on third and first.
Had a funny conversation with Coach McCoy after one of the games recently here, Tyler. And I'll kind of paraphrase it quickly, but
This one's going to go the opposite way. Third baseman playing back, but comes up and makes the play. Turley was tagging. The throw home is not in time. Sacrifice fly, RBI for Jack Salmon, and Wasatch now has a 4-0 lead.
That was a close play. Good relay there from Timpview. Working in on that ball, made a good throw to first base, and it was closer than I thought it would be, Tyler. Turley sliding in underneath the tag, but there was a play there at the plate. Finish that thought, though, Ty. He basically said, hey, coming in as a new coach, we're learning new science. And it's been a couple times where we missed some signs and not sure we quite know the signs yet. And they've been running free, Tyler, left and right. But so it seems like they're doing just fine with the signs for the most part. But it does seem like there has been a time or two where some guys have missed some signs trying to learn them.
It's a 4-0 lead. That one's going to bounce in front of the bag. Bridger's going to go on the ball in the dirt, and he'll take second base. So another duck on the pond for Wasatch, who already leads 4-0. Mike Adal in his first at bat had a sacrifice bunt for Wasatch. Comes in hitting .290 on the season and 10 RBIs. Has an RBI opportunity here with a runner on second. Eddie Bluth on deck. Clevin comes set, takes a peek, and delivers. That one gets the outside. No, too far outside. Looks similar to the one that's been called. But that'll move the count to 2-0.
Catcher, kind of held up his hands like he wasn't sure where the zone is anymore either. He did it again here, Tyler. That stuff's not going to be missed by the umpires there when your coach keeps asking where it is and you're shaking your head with palms up. I've never seen it help your cause if you're the coach yelling that in towards the umpire. Umpires get a little bit sensitive sometimes here, Tyler.
Foul ball is going to go straight back for strike one. It's a 2-1 count. Speaking of sensitive, referees in the Hawks game, Ty, did you see that? Is that too sensitive, or do you go ahead and kick out a guy who doesn't want to, it's kind of like a little kid, like, I'm going to take my ball and go home.
No, I'm fine with it. Sometimes it's absurd what some of these NBA players do. As grown men that are playing a game for millions of dollars for a living, and they act the way they do.
It's a 3-2 count now to Dahl. Again, a runner on second base is Shaw. The payoff pitch. Goes back to the off speed. It's elevated to left field. Going back. He's not going to get to that one. Pick him up, put him down. Mike Adal, extra base is coming. Bridger Shaw will come in and score. That'll be 5-0 for Wasatch on the 1-out, 1 RBI double.
Good job from Mike and Ty. We talked about that a little earlier in the game, where going down the lineup can maybe get you another pitch or two that you can hit. That's a fastball. You can see when he gets a fastball, he does a really good job getting the bat head out, but staying through the zone and driving that ball to left field. And you can tell the difference, Tyler. If you're too much of a pull hitter and you get the bat head out and you're off balance, that ball will hook a lot more down the line. But he hits it on a nice towering fly ball that just travels deep through left field because he's got good mechanics staying inside the pitch.
Bring up Eddie Bluth, walked and scored. Also had a stolen base in his first at bat. Comes up with 1 out and a runner on second. Oh, didn't see speed up for Dahl. Is that Tyson Dahl, little brother? It's a 5-0 lead. Wasatch with 3 runs scored in the second. Now 2 runs scored here in the third. It's a big lead from Dahl over second base. Shortstop wants it. The pickoff move, not going to be in time. Bluth set on the left-hander batter's box. He's going to swing at the first pitch. This is a shallow fly ball to the shortstop, who will come over and make the play for the second out of the inning. Brings up Kyron Stocking, also walked and scored in his first at bat. Ended up scoring on a circus play. Timpview tried to pick off a runner at third base. The throw back to the pitcher didn't get to him. It gets away from the pitcher, and Bluth would score. Stocking advances to third base, and then as they tried to get Bluth out at home, it got by the catcher, and Stocking was able to score. That made the score 3-0 at the time. He's going to come up, ground ball to the backhand of the third baseman, fields it cleanly, throws it across the diamond. Nice play by the third baseman, True Anderson, and Wasatch is retired. They scored 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors in the inning. They leave 1 on base, and that'll be 5-0 as we go into the fourth.
Hi. This is Kendall Crittenden, Wasatch County Council member and a member of the Caring Community Coalition. Did you know that kids are at a greater risk of experimenting with alcohol and drugs between the hours of 3 and 6 p.m.? Many parents are still at work this time of day. Check in with your kids. Find out where your kids will be, who they'll be with, and what they will be doing. Brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Caring Community Coalition.
Are you ready for lunch? Well, the Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley and have been the winner of Best of State for 20 years. They've recently been named the best of Utah for their milkshakes. You've got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot or a turkey breast sandwich that tickles the taste buds. They've proudly been serving the Heber Valley for 78 years at the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. Stop in today.
We at Guild Mortgage help people build personal wealth through real estate, be it your first home, next home, dream home, or investment property. At Guild Mortgage, we help you refinance for that lower interest rate, shorter term, or home remodel. At Guild Mortgage, we help you plan for retirement by owning multiple investment properties and can even add to your retirement plan with a reverse mortgage. We at Guild Mortgage believe everyone can own what matters.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Top of the fourth brought to you by Heber Appliance. When it's fourth down and your fridge goes out, turn your letdown into a touchdown at Heber Appliance. Increase your at-home satisfaction with Heber Appliance Furniture and Mattress. We are your hometown team. Up for Timpview will be 5'6'7", Elliott Myers, followed by Christensen and Anderson. Myers grounded out at the second baseman in his first at bat, one of the three best hitters on the team, 462, and actually leads the team with 24 RBIs. Also has 13 extra base hits on the season, 8 doubles, 3 triples, and 2 home runs. It's a 2-2 count now to Myers after a foul ball down the left side. The 2-2. High and inside, fills up the count at 3-2. And that one is in there for strike 3. Gets him looking. That is strikeout number 4 on the game, for Blake Sweat. First out here in the top of the fourth.
Mike knew that, Ty. Blake hit that spot right where he wanted. As Myers was waiting to see where the call was, Dahl was already 2 steps out, ready to throw that thing around the horn.
Pitch is high and inside to lead off the at-bat here to Jordan Christensen, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat, so an 1-0 count. That one in there for strike 1, a 1-ball, 1 strike. Nice pitch there, just on the corner and just below the knees. The 1-1 goes back inside, misses. That'll move the count to 2-1. Tries to go with the drag bunt on the 2-1 count. Brings Bridger Shaw up, but misses on the drag bunt attempt. And that'll keep the count at move the count to 2-2.
Yeah, Bridger was ready over there on that, Tyler. Good quick reaction in the game. Good prep step.
The 2-2 pitch is elevated foul behind us. Keeps the count at 2-2. And right below the knees, that's another one looking. That is strikeout now number 5 on the game for Blake Sweat. Back-to-back strikeouts looking here in the fourth. And Wasatch has 2 away with nobody on base, 2 away after the first 2 hitters.
Yeah, it's been a great game for Blake here, Tyler. In the 4th inning, he's only given up 2 hits on the day, 5 strikeouts, several of those looking. I think 4 out of the 5, Tyler. Backwards case 3 out of the 4 for sure.
That one's going to sting. That one gets too far inside. And that is going to be the second time True Anderson's been able to reach base on a freebie. He has one of the 2 walks that Blake has on the game. And that one's going to sting in the cold weather.
ball to strike ratio for Blake in this game, though, has been really good. Tyler, he's up between 65 and 70%, given where you want to look at it here, closer to 70% right now. And just keeps filling up the zone and continues to work with a really effective pace.
Misses low and outside for ball 1-2. Jackson Davis, the right fielder, grounded out to the shortstop in his first at bat. Made a nice play in the outfield in the last inning. Nearly was able to get the guy out on a sacrifice fly. 1-0 the count. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Pickoff move back to first base. Not in time. Pretty good job there from Anderson of getting back to the bag, but he had a huge lead. But a nice job of playing catch by Dahl and Mahoney.
Yeah, just got the hand underneath there, Ty.
The 1-1, low and outside. Moves the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Long pause here from Blake. Takes another third look. Now delivers the 2-1. Misses inside for ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike to the junior right fielder Davis, with Anderson on first base with 2 away here in the top of the 4th. Wasatch leading 5-0 over the T-Birds. That one's not close, and that'll be walk number 3 for Blake on the day. If you put in the hit by pitch, that's number 4. Had 5 walks in his outing against Spanish Fork, where he held them to 1 run. Runners on first and second, brings up the number 9 hitter, Mimi Gonzalez. Senior third baseman, just made a nice play in the field with the backhand. See if he can lead that momentum here in the box with the runner in scoring position. Timpview's left 3 runners on base through the first 3 innings. Left 1 on in the first and 2 in the second. Pitch is swung on, elevated to right field. It's going to push Bluth back. Starts over his right, now goes to the left. Catches it over the left-handed shoulder to end the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors. There's 2 left on base. It's 5-0 here on 94.5 The Peak.
Timberline Ace Hardware is committed to helping their neighbors and their communities, and because they're in the neighborhood, they can deliver almost anything you need. So shop in store or online for whatever your home or yard needs. Choose from top brands like Milwaukee, Steel, Traeger, and Benjamin Moore. Then pick up in store, curbside, or they'll deliver your order right to your home. Around the block, what you need in stock with people that know how to help. Timberline Ace Hardware, serving the community for over 50 years.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Hey Wasatch, it's Nicole with Mountain Refined. We are so excited to be supporting our local teams and all the sports that you guys are into. We wanted you to know a little piece of what we have. You can come on down, grab teacher gifts, protein powder, and even rent that tuxedo for junior prom. Did you guys know that? Shop local and support us. We love being a part of this community. Go Wasatch, 480 North Main Street, right here in Heber.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the 4th brought to you by Bonnie Joseph Academy, dedicated to providing the highest quality education to students and making sure they are fully prepared for a successful career in the beauty industry. Austin Brown will lead it off for Wasatch. He'll swing at the first pitch, and it is sky high. First baseman comes over, calls everybody off, makes the play. Brown now 1 for 3 on the game today. Top of the order for Wasatch. It was Brown, Faller, Mahoney. Again, Brown swings at the first pitch and pops up to the first baseman. Now brings up Faller. Walked in his first at bat, singled over the second baseman's head for his second at bat. 1 for 1 on the day, hitting above 400 on the season. Off-speed pitch misses for ball 1. Lone Wasatch guy up above 400 now on the season. Faller 417. Brown came in today 396. Sweat 391. Swings at that one, a little out in front, fouls it off. Stocking at 370, Mahoney at 349. 1-1 the count.
Still a pretty great batting average for the team, Ty, coming in at 344 overall into this game. But after a couple 2-1 games with Spanish Fork. And the bat's cooling off a little bit. You are seeing that batting average come down. They were over 360 heading into that Timpview series. We've talked about a lot of things with this game, Tyler. Weather, concessions. You talked about taxing things of sports. I'm curious if you were to build like a hierarchy of important things to have a good day at the ballpark. Weather, food, strikes, offense. What's the necessities? Your Mount Rushmore, if you will, of having a good day at the ballpark.
The 3-1, this one's going to be roped down the left field line. Left fielder does a good job of coming over and cutting it off, but Faller's going to go anyway. The throw into second base. The good slide from Faller is in time. He gets bulldozed by the second baseman. And what a nice double there from Faller. That's going to be Faller's third double on the season. And with one away, Wasatch has another runner in scoring position.
That's such good baseball from Braxton there, Tyler, because he's coming hard out of the box, and he's thinking double the whole way. The left fielder was playing a no doubles step there. He got around that ball, kept it in front of him, and he had a bang-bang play. The ball got there in plenty of time, but Braxton challenging it, coming hard out of the box. Tyler was able to make a good slide around the tag and find his way into a leadoff double.
Number one's weather for me, Ty. If I'm going to go to a game and watch it, I am not going if it's a cold day. I am about as fair weather as it gets with weather. I like my warmness.
I noticed that this year when BYU was having such a good football season, you didn't end up at those later games in the year, the Houston game, right? Skipping over.
Yeah, talk about taxing. How about that? like BYU coming up just this close, right? Yeah, you're right. I was not going to go to that Houston game.
Yeah, if you get one more gimme this year, would it be the Arizona State or the Kansas game for BYU in football?
If BYU would have beat Arizona State, would it have been Kansas State or would it still been Arizona State in the Big 12 championship game?
I think Arizona State still would have
been BYU Arizona State as a rematch.
But you know what? Actually, I don't recall. I'm not sure. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Probably Kansas. And here's why, Ty, is if BYU's won two losses, they had one loss right on the season, and it's Arizona State. They have a chance still to maybe creep in with how everything ended up playing out. This one's going to be swung on. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. He bobbles. It's not going to be fielded, and Grant Mahoney reaches on an error. That's our first error. Or excuse me, they had some throwing errors earlier in the inning and earlier in the ballgame. It's going to put runners on first and third. That's the third error of the game for Timpview.
Aggressive baseball, too, caused that error, Tyler. Braxton went on a ball that most runners probably would not go on. That ball was a slow roller. It was on the wrong side of what you tell your runners to go, right? If he's on second base, that ball goes to your right-hand side. You stay at second. But Braxton recognized it was a slow enough roller, and he took off anyway. And when he ran in front of the ball, it made it blind for a minute for the shortstop, and he couldn't hang in there and didn't have a good read and a good angle when the ball got by Braxton. And I really do feel like Braxton going is the reason that Grant found his way to first base because that shortstop bobbled there.
We're going to bring up Blake Sweat, popped out at the second baseman, and then walked and scored in his last at bat. It's an 0-1 count as he fouls off the first pitch. Clean baseball time. Not a big fan of going and watching, as you said, balls or errors, right?
Like the circus, the pickoff play to third today that ended up scoring 2 runs?
Not really. Maybe if you're going to Major League games, it's kind of funny to see some of those things that happen, I guess. But clean baseball. What about you? You got answers? Swing and a miss, moves the count 0-2.
Well, what caught my attention, why I brought this up, is down here in this park, you've got the seating is kind of a cool venue. You can go sit down with your legs overhanging, and there's a place to put your sunflower seeds. So, I mean, do you need? It used to be like peanuts. Go grab some peanuts there, but sunflower seeds. Do you need good weather, sunflower seeds, clean baseball?
Nice spot there, but misses low.
A Coke while you're watching, or
definitely a Diet Coke for me. Are you a peanuts or are you a seeds guy?
I'd go seeds over peanuts for sure.
Oh, really?
Seeds over peanuts.
I like peanuts. 1-2 the count with runners on the corners. And Grant was leaning. He's going to go back to the bag, though, on the pickoff attempt.
A good hot dog, right? You go to all these different venues.
I'm a hot dog guy, yeah. Go to a BYU. Now, BYU's got some fun stuff, right? You can go get, some interesting. How about, have you tried their nachos that come in the football-shaped bowl?
Oh, no. Down at BYU? For the football games, not baseball games down there, right?
Yeah, football game. Mahoney goes. This ball's in the dirt. Mahoney's going to take the bag easily. Moves the count to 2 balls, 2 strikes, and runners on second and third with 1 away.
What about good seats? Like go to these big league games, you're high up in the nosebleeds. Does that matter? Like being down closer to the field?
I mean, of course it's better, but that wouldn't be on the Mount Rushmore as you phrased it.
Well, you and I were feeling like it was nice today to have a booth to go sit
Yes,
in when it was
definitely.
snowing over here. So
Definitely.
those seats they're nice in certain situations.
2-2 misses. Timpview's going to bring their infield in. They trail 5-0. Again, runners on second and third. Wasatch had the same situation back in the first inning. Weren't able to produce a run. See if they can produce a run here. Clevin still on the mound, was the starter. He's going to step off the mound. He's going to take a peek over at third base. That play would not be in the book if I was Timpview to try to pick off the runner at third base at this point.
Ty, after stewing on it, I think what I'd give you is the Mount Rushmore number one for me are two quality pitchers.
The payoff pitch is going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. It's going to push him to his glove hand side. He's not going to be able to get the runner home. Fowler will come in to score. And Wasatch now takes the 6-0 lead on the ground out by Blake Sweat.
I think when you get into a game and you've got two guys, you remember, I'm going to go back a couple years, but Easton Barrett of Springville going against Jackson Bolander of Wasatch.
Yeah.
That ended up being a one-run game, 1-0. That was one of the funnest games I've watched since we've been broadcasting. And when you get two guys on the mound that could really throw it, that's about as good as baseball can get.
Shaw's going to swing at the first pitch here with Mahoney at third base, who advanced on that ground ball. He'll foul this one off down the right side for strike one.
I would argue it's much more entertaining to watch that baseball than when you're watching high offensive games. We went down to the state tournament that year, and it seemed like home run balls were jumping out of UVU's field left and right, and that was fun. But it wasn't as fun as watching that pitcher's duel that we had here with those two squaring off that day.
No balls, one strike, runner on third. Clevin comes set, delivers, goes with the off speed, misses high for ball one. I think for this state tie, something else that's fun is when you get either the guy that is in like his rehab starts down in AAA, going and seeing a guy like that, or an up and coming guy. Like I remember back when the Buzz were associated with the Twins. This is going to be swung on. A ground ball is not going to be fielded. Get a glove on that. Is that going to be an error in single time?
Yeah, he should have had that ball.
Second error of the inning for Timpview and by the shortstop. It's going to bring in another run. And Wasatch now leads 7-0 after another cricket inning number up there on the board.
I like how you phrased that, Tyler. I was going to say something similar of star power, right? If you can put a star in the lineup. So Mike Trout coming down for a rehab game. Shohei Ohtani, right, going to watch these guys.
To finish my thought, when the Buzz were associated with the Twins, David Ortiz, Torrey Hunter, all those guys came through the Buzzes. Ortiz then ended up going to the Red Sox. But I remember watching those guys, and that's a fun memory for me to watch some of those guys that were really good. I remember when we went to – it was the Mountain West Conference Championship tie up here in Provo. We went down, and Tony Gwynn was actually the manager at San Diego State, and his little – brother, I believe, was playing center field, who ended up in the majors, and it was fun to see, like, oh, that guy's going to get drafted, and then to see and follow where those guys go is something that's fun.
I think Strasburg was on those San Diego State teams. Maybe that was a little later,
Tyler. A little bit later, yeah.
But, yeah, when you know you've got a guy, when Bryce Harper came through here a few years ago when he was playing for Southern Nevada, and they were playing Eastern Utah, CEU at the time, and we've got an employee of the school district, a friend of ours, Tyler, who played on that CEU team against Bryce Harper in that series. And do you remember how many home runs was it? Was it 8 home runs in 4 games or 5 games that he hit?
Yeah.
And you can tell, right? Like, these guys are the real deal when they come through.
1-0 is swung on and missed. It's Jack Salmon that's in the box. Wasatch again leading 7-0 over the Timpview T-Birds. This inning it's been pop out, double, air, ground out, air, and Wasatch has been able to produce 2 runs. Clevin comes set. Shaw's going to go. It's swung on. It's elevated to shallow center field. Center fielder Clark settling underneath it and will make the grab. And Wasatch is retired. But they score 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors, and 1 runner is left on base. 7-0 as we go into the 5th.
You'll always find the best deals and expert service at your local Napa Auto Parts store. We offer expert service in helping you find the parts you're looking for your current project, as well as Milwaukee tools. We can also help you with most motorsport, RV, and vehicle battery needs at your local Napa Auto Parts store in Heber City.
Here at Country Gardens and Nursery, we hope that you feel that you are home when you are away from home as you go around our perennial floor checking out the newest and latest for beauty for your garden, as you wander into our indoor plant shop, seeing the possibility of what could be yours. Stop by Country Gardens and Nursery, your home away from home. 1401 US 189, Heber City, Utah. And don't forget to check us out on social media for quick tips and tricks throughout the season.
Chad here from Mountain West Trailers. Celebrating 20 years in business, we know you value strength and reliability. Whether it's for work or play, our dump and equipment trailers are built to last. Enclosed cargo trailers for business and fun, or open utility trailers for everything in between. With expert sales, parts, and service, we've got you covered. Mountain West Trailers is always right behind you. Visit us at mountainwesttrailer.com or stop by at 1470 South Highway 40 here in Heber.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Fifth inning action brought to you by Guild Mortgage. Tom Stone is committed to helping his clients understand their options for real estate financing and assisting them to make solid home loan decisions that meet their needs. Ground ball to Mahoney on the first pitch from the leadoff hitter Clark. He's going to be fielded cleanly. Mahoney steps over, steps on the bag. That's the second time that Clark's grounded out to the first baseman. He did single to left field in his last at bat. Now 1 for 3 on the day, but Wasatch has one away here in the top of the fifth, leading 7-0. Blake Sweat's been good once again on the mound for Wasatch. He's only given up 2 hits, does have 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Number 2 hitter is Zeke Clevin, the pitcher. Struck out in his first at-bat, walked in his second at-bat on a good at-bat. And he'll take ball 1, strike 1, 1-1, now the count.
So good weather, good pitchers, some good seats is what you want, right? Clean baseball, some peanuts, some sunflower seeds, stars. Those are some things you want to see in a baseball game here, Tyler. But talking about the food, baseball's kind of notorious for getting crazy at the ballpark with the food, right? I mean, you get all kinds of crazy stuff. What's the wildest thing you've seen that you can get at a ballpark? So, like, the Braves a few years ago had what they called the Burger Pizza. You hear about this one?
Yeah.
2 full-size pizzas that made up the bun of the hamburger. So just a giant hamburger that you could eat there. Or there was another park that did a barbecue parfait. So gravy, mashed potatoes, pork, gravy, mashed potatoes, pork. The 18-inch corn dog down at Diamondback Stadium. You got a bucket list item that you got to go grab from a ballpark?
No, I was just looking up just some different best ballpark foods according to Pitcher List. This one looks good for me. And you're not a seafood guy, but Chesapeake crab waffle fries at the Baltimore Orioles Stadium. So waffle fries with crab sauce on top. Sounds delicious to me.
There's one of the parks, Tyler, that does a dessert hot dog, if I remember right.
This is the churro dog for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Donuts, right, with the churro in the
Donuts
middle?
with churro, and then ice cream on top as the fillings.
That just sounds like diabetes waiting for you over there, Tyler. Just a sugar rush.
0-1 the count here to Weed, who comes up with a runner on first. Very similar to what we saw back in the third inning where Wasatch was able to get out of a jam. Runners on first and second with their 3-4 guys coming up, and Wasatch was able to get out of it with a ground ball to the first baseman and a line out to the left fielder. See if they can produce here with 3-4-5 coming up. No balls, 1 strike here to Weed with the runner on first. Pitch is going to be swung on and fouled. 0-2 now the count to the left fielder.
Do you remember when the Mariners sold grasshoppers, fried grasshoppers up there, that you could get those? Seemed to start a trend of all kinds of wild stuff that people would be going with.
No balls, 2 strikes here to Tyler Weed. Blake working out of the stretch with the runner on first. Pitch. Gets him to swing and miss. Another strikeout for Blake Sweat. Number 6 on the day for the senior. That one swinging on the outside part of the plate, 2 away. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Will Cannon. Ground out to the third baseman, and then a good barrel in his last at-bat to the left fielder. Comes in again on the season, hitting .556 into this game. Has 10 extra base hits and 21 RBIs. First pitch of the at-bat's going to bounce in front of the dish. Runner's going to go on the ball in the dirt, and he's going to be safe at second base. Ball 1 to the hitter, and now a runner in scoring position for Cannon. Cincinnati Reds Skyline Chili Cheese Coney is on the list here, Ty. Are you a chili dog fan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're a big fan of the chili dog?
It's hard to go wrong with a hot dog, Tyler. You can do so many, different things. They're wrapping in bacon. It's called a Sonoran hot dog.
Ball's going to be to the 5-6 hole. Fowler can't come up with it. That's going to bring in the first run of the game for the T-Birds. And on the throw, Cannon's going to be able to advance to second base. Not good execution there from Wasatch on the throw-in. And now there's runners on second with a run in. And Timpview's got the goose egg off the board.
This is kind of similar to last year, Tyler. Wasatch went down to Timpview, got up 7. I think it was 9-0 at one point. Then Timpview, late in the game, just clawed their way back in, Ty. They made it 9-4, but they had runners on and were threatening at the end of that game as well, Tyler. And they just wouldn't go away. This team's a little bit better, a little bit older, a little bit more mature. And I don't think they're going to go away either. Coming in, averaging .368 on the year, batting average as a team. Into the 5th inning, Wasatch is in a good spot up 7-1, but they need to continue to execute to walk out of here with a win.
It's going to bring up Myers. Myers actually leads the team in extra bases. It's a 1-0 pitch. This one swung on, elevated to center field, and Wasatch will retire Timpview. But one run does come in on one hit, no errors. One runner is left on base. It's 7-1 as we move into our 5th inning stretch. Once again, brought to you by Guild Mortgage. And Ty, throw it over to you for our game summary.
It's been a similar story to what you've heard all year long. Wasatch scoring in the majority of innings here. Their scores in 3 out of the 4 innings that they've come to the plate. They were held scoreless in the first tie, but they were threatening. They had runners on second and third, but couldn't come up with the hit to get them in. And then in the bottom of the second, they broke the goose egg off the board, scored 3 runs, 2 more runs in the bottom of the third, 2 more in the fourth, and took a 7-0 lead. Timpview just got their first run of the day on that single there to end the 5th inning, Tyler. But Wasatch playing very, very well. It's an unusual box score, though. When you look, 7 runs on the board for Wasatch on only 5 hits. Timpview has 3 errors on the day. And Ty, the pitching has been okay for Timpview, but they have given several free passes to Wasatch. 5 base on balls for the T-Birds today, and Wasatch has been able to capitalize on that. So 5 walks, 3 errors that have gifted Wasatch some bags, and then Wasatch has 5 hits to go along with it. To go up and down the lineup here, Ty, at the plate, Braxton Fowler, the only Wasp with multiple hits on the day. He's got 2 hits, a single and a double. Bridger Shaw with the single for Wasatch. Dahl has a double on the game as well. And that's, Austin Brown also started off the game with a line drive single as well, Ty. Those are your 5 hits for Wasatch at this point in the game.
Have our first Mirror Lake Station pitching change, Ty. Before we get to that, that was your game summary brought to you by the Gordon Law Group, your full-service local law firm who invests in their clients the best knowledge and experience needed for all areas of the law. On the mound for Timpview will be number 11, Jordan Christensen. He was the shortstop coming in to throw on the season. On the mound, Christensen, a 7.27 ERA, has thrown 8 2/3 innings, has 12 walks and 5 Ks on the year.
It's going to be a straight across switch here. Tyler Clevin will go to shortstop. Christensen, the previous shortstop, is going to come in and throw here for Timpview.
It's going to bring up Micah Dahl. It'll be 7-8-9 up for Wasatch. And this is low and outside for ball 1. And this one's going to be swung on at Coach McCoy, fouled off down the left side. 1-1 now the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wasatch leads 7-1. Scored 3 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, as Ty mentioned during our 5th inning stretch. Another foul ball moves the count to 1-2. And then Timpview just scored their first run, making the score 7-1. Dahl on the day, a sacrifice bunt, and then a double down the left field side that brought in a run. And that one misses high, ties up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Number 16 on this list, Ty, is the Cuban sandwich from Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah.
You a fan of the Cuban? Roast pork, some ham,
yeah,
Swiss cheese.
That's a good one to grab over there, Ty.
Misses outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That one pretty close.
You're going with some good unique foods here, Tyler. How about this is one that everyone's trying to outdo, the last big thing.
The 3-2 pitch, elevated in foul territory over on the first base side. Cannon calls everybody off. Will make the play for the first out of the bottom of the 5th.
How about this one? The Rangers this year have introduced the Boomstick Burrito, which is a 24-inch burrito that's made with a 26-inch tortilla. They fill it with rice, beans, meat, nacho cheese, pico, lettuce, sour cream. Think you could eat a 24-inch burrito?
Right now, yes. I'm starving. I'm going to be honest. Like, this isn't the best activity that we've got because I'm really hungry. Moving this game back, I didn't get my snack in.
You went the wrong decision then when you said weather was the most important thing at the park for you.
Maybe food.
Food's probably top of the list, yeah.
1-0 the count here to Eddie. That one misses inside. 2-0 now the count. Wasatch one away, nobody on. It's a 7-1 lead for Wasatch here in the bottom of the fifth.
I know here for Wasatch baseball this year, Ty, they've done such a fun job with this program of having just festivities when you come to the games, like the free hot dogs the other day or the popcorn. You talked about the donuts that they're doing here. And I've heard from members of the community that have come out. They don't have anyone playing, but they come out and check that out, and they love it. You know, that experience at the ballpark. It's hard to beat a day at the ballpark when the sun's out, you got yourself a hot dog or whatever it is, and just watch some good baseball, which Wasatch has been playing this year. Good baseball.
It's a 3-1 count now. Christensen again on the mound as the relief pitcher. He lands a strike again, so that'll fill up the count at 3-2 to Bluth. Kyron Stocking on deck. The pitch, swung on and missed. Strikeout, first strikeout of the game for Christensen. Only the second strikeout of the game for Timpview's pitching staff. And Wasatch has 2 down. They have not gone down in order yet today and have scored in 3 straight innings. See if they can produce here with 2 outs. Stocking will come up. Walked and scored in his first at bat, had a ground out to the third baseman in his second. Brisket acho, so nachos with chopped brisket, barbecue beans, some corn and slaw. That's at the Kansas City Royals. Sounds pretty good. 2-0 the count here to Stocking.
So it leads to an interesting question, though, this conversation we're having. Do you like, and I say you, I'm just talking about the viewer, what's more entertaining to the casual viewer here, Ty? Is it a powerful offense, like a New York Yankee home run after home run after home run, Dodgers, or do you like watching the pitcher duels when you get into it with a good pitching gem that you'd have going back and forth, you know, a Maddox versus Schilling or whoever it was back in the day that you had going, Roger Clemens, right? And just these great pitchers. What would you rather see when you go to the ballpark?
It's a 2-2 count to Stocking as he fouls off the 2-0 and the 2-1 pitch. The 2-2 misses inside, 3-2. I like pitching, and I think, Ty, the thing that you have to think about a little bit is the pace and the momentum of the game. If you get a lot of scoring, now you're going to have more pitching changes in the game, right? And it's going to stop the game. Hard ground ball to the second baseman. He bobbles, picks it up, throws it over to first, and Wasatch is retired in order. 1-2-3, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. It's still 7-1 as we go into the sixth.
Check out the Fit Stop Health Club. It's more than a great facility. Their employees and staff create a comfortable, caring, supportive place for men and women of all ages, as well as their families, to work out. They have your tanning beds, massage, and personal trainers. Find your new groove. Jump into their therapy pool with endless laps. They have Group X classes with nationally certified and specially trained instructors. See what the Fit Stop offers. Go to their website at fitstophealthclub.com. For more information, call 654-2131.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Top of the sixth, brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Stop on in for sales and services. Visit them at their store in Midway or visit them at gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop. Leadoff hitter is going to be Jordan Christensen, who's now the pitcher for Timpview, and he's going to elevate one to the Bermuda Triangle there behind first base. Jack Salmon covering the ground, calls everybody off, makes the play. One away here in the top of the sixth. Blake Sweat still on the mound. True Anderson's going to come up to the plate, walked and was hit by pitch. Swing and a miss to get things started here in his third at bat.
Blake creeping up there a little bit on the pitch count, Ty. Approaching 90 pitches now. That was pitch number 88.
This one's going to be swung on. Another pop fly that Salmon will settle underneath and make the play. 2 batters, 2 pop outs to the second baseman. And Wasatch has 2 away. Bring up the number 8 hitter, Jackson Davis. Nope. Oh, yes. The junior right fielder grounded out to the shortstop and walked in his 2 at-bats.
So with this one happening at home here today, Ty, I think you mentioned, but tomorrow that means we're on the road at Timpview, correct? Wasatch heading down there. So I know there's been a few people in the Valley asking about home games and when they can come watch this team, and several probably planning to come out tomorrow to watch Wasatch. They won't be here if you come to watch them in person here. Game's going to be at Timpview now tomorrow.
So Timpview tomorrow, and if it's not played tomorrow, I heard Monday is when they'll play that game. This one's going to be swung on, ground ball to the backhand side. Fowler fields it on the run, throws it across the diamond in time. What a play by Braxton Fowler. The shortstop fields it with the backhand, throws it on the run, and Graham Mahoney digs it out of the dirt, and Wasatch is able to retire the side. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's 7-1 going into the bottom of the sixth.
Unlock your potential at Bonnie Joseph Academy, your local beauty school. Explore the art of cosmetology, barbering, hair design, basic aesthetics, master aesthetics, and nail tech programs. Visit bonniejosephacademy.edu to learn more and enroll today. Financial aid is available for qualifying students, and we offer flexible schedules and distant education options. Transform your passion into a rewarding career at Bonnie Joseph Academy, where beauty meets expertise. Bonnie Joseph Academy, Heber City.
At Heber Park City Appliance, you're getting a dedicated team of professionals who go out of their way to keep your home running smoothly. And when we say team, we're talking about 40 years of winning service and reliability. We're here to boost your at-home satisfaction long after your purchase. So when it's fourth quarter and your fridge goes out, oh man, be confident knowing we're a team that will go the distance for you. Heber Park City Appliance in Heber City. Visit us online at heberappliance.com.
Hey there, Heber City. Are you tired of dings, dents, and scrapes ruining the beauty of your beloved vehicle? Look no further than Robards Collision, the ultimate destination for all your auto body needs. At Robards Collision, they've been offering top-notch collision repairs and outstanding customer service. Their team of expert technicians is passionate about bringing your car back to its original glory, no matter the size of damage. Their state-of-the-art facility is equipped with cutting-edge technology, ensuring precise and accurate repairs. They handle it all with precision and care.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the sixth brought to you by Mirror Lake Station, your one-stop shop for gas, groceries, and goodies, located at 2nd North Main in Camas on your way up Mirror Lake Station Highway. Winners of Best In-State Donuts. Timpview coach was not happy about that one. Ty was out talking to both umpires.
He was looking for anyone he could talk to, Ty. He was zigzagging to the home plate umpire, then out around the mound and out to first base, back across towards third base, back to home. That whole inning, he was just snaking all over the field, trying to argue his case, but Ty, that was just a great play by Braxton all the way around. We've got it on film if you want to come look at it.
We're going to call that an early nominee for our Gravity Coalition play of the game. Austin Brown's going to smoke this one, and it's going to one-hop the fence, pick him up, put him down. That one was actually hit a little bit too hard, Ty. It's only going to be a double for Brown, who's used to hitting a triple down that side. But that ball was smoked and just kept carrying. Ends up hitting the base of the fence. Leadoff double for the freshman.
Well, it's an impressive double, Tyler. Obviously, he barreled it really well. Things on a rope to the base of the fence. But when you're playing 2 steps off the warning track
that too.
and the ball gets there at about 1,000 miles an hour, that's impressive that he got a double out of that thing, because a lot of people, that's just going to be a long single. Lefty coming out of the box fast and hard, and he's able to turn it into a double.
2 for 4 now on the day for Brown. Fowler will come up. He's 2 for 2 with a walk. He's going to elevate this one behind the first baseman. First baseman's going to go back into shallow right field and make the play for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Grant Mahoney. Ground out, fly out. Did reach on an air and ended up scoring in his third at bat. Comes up with a runner on second base.
Well, the game here owes Grant a hit, Ty. He's had a couple good barrels that have not gone his way.
Now Brown thought he had it. Oh, and they're going to call a balk late. And the coaches of Timpview, that's not going to help the cause. And Brown thought he had him timed up. He took off, and the pitcher did not pitch it, but he must have flinched, and the umpire calls it. That'll be a balk, and Brown will get third base regardless. Infield's going to come in. It's a 6-run lead for Wasatch here in the bottom of the 6th. 7-1 the score. Mahoney with a good RBI opportunity here comes in with 13 RBIs on the season. That one misses for ball 1. Christensen goes back to working out of the windup. This one's going to be elevated to the foul territory. Cannon at the first base is going to settle underneath it and make the play 2 away. That'll bring up Blake Sweat. Sweat popped out to second baseman, walked and scored, grounded out to the second baseman, but did bring in a run. So Sweat now on the season with 16 RBIs, moves into a tie in second place with Shaw. Shaw had an RBI as well, so 17 RBIs for Bridger. That one misses low. The pickoff move, back's going to go off the helmet of Brown. Tough break there for Timpview, and Brown will come in to score to make the score 8-1.
Oh, as soon as he stepped up, though, to throw that ball, Tyler, that was exactly going through my head is, yes, get them to throw it, because when you're trying to throw it around, there's just an increased chance of problems like that coming up. You're throwing into the right-handed batter's box, so he's in the way. You've got a runner in the base path where you're throwing it, and you've got to put a good throw on there. It just is a high chance where something's going to go wrong there. And so a gift from Timpview to throw that ball down to third base.
The 1-0 is going to be fouled off into the umpire, and he's hurting. It's a 1-1 count, and he's going to walk this one off for a second. Kind of wobbled a little bit. Hope he's okay. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Wasatch gets their 8th run. And how about this, Ty? 8 runs with 8 different scores in the game today. All 8 of the 9 batters today for Wasatch have come across the dish.
Well, it's a balanced team, isn't it? Something we've seen all year long. We've harped on how 6, 7, 8, 9 have been so effective, Ty, but 1, 2, 3, 4 not doing too bad either. When you start going up and down the lineup, Brown, who's been hitting 1 all year, comes in at 396. Ty, now he's 2 for 4 today, so he's back above 400. Braxton Fowler hitting in the 2 spot. Ty, he's at 417. And Grant Mahoney hitting 360 now on the season. I mean, those guys have been really effective there at the top of the lineup. And it's not just the bottom of the lineup that's producing. It's the whole team effort this year. Now, with 8 runs today, 144 runs scored on the season for this Wasatch team.
2-1 the count now to Sweat. We're back at it. Umpire walks it off. 2-1 count, 2 outs, nobody on, and an 8-1 lead for Wasatch, looking to improve to 11-5 on the season and 4-1 in region play. Take a look at the region standings after the first 2 series. Maple Mountain, the only undefeated team right now in Region 7. Wasatch and Salem Hills both at 3-1 after their first 2 series. Orem comes in at 2-2. Cedar Valley comes in 2-2 as well. Springville 1-3. Spanish Fork 1-3. And Timpview 0-4. Full count now here to Sweat. The payoff pitch. Swung on. It's going to be jammed, and a ground ball to the second baseman. Fields it cleanly. Looks at the runner. Throws it to first for the 3rd out of the inning. 1 run comes in on 1 hit. And nobody left on base. It's 8-1 going into the 7th.
Hungry for mouth-watering all-American comfort food? Look no further. Chubby's has just opened in Heber Valley, bringing you award-winning burgers and cheesesteaks made from 100% premium black Angus beef. With 9 Utah locations, our family-owned and operated restaurant knows how to satisfy your cravings. And don't forget to treat yourself to our delicious desserts. Come taste the difference today at Chubby's, located at 220 North Main Street. Chubby's Cafe, your neighborhood destination for the food you crave.
Hi, this is Corbin Gordon from Gordon Law Group. I commonly get approached by people with the same question. Hey, do you guys do a particular type of law? The answer is almost always, yeah, we do that. We are the Valley's only full-service law firm that has been in business for over 20 years. We have 5 experienced attorneys who do estate work, litigation, business formation, real estate, water law, divorce, criminal defense, and many others. Gordon Law Group. Yeah, we do that.
Hey, Heber Valley, whether you're cheering on our high school team or enjoying a day in our beautiful valley, our community is stronger when we love local. Our local businesses are the heartbeat of Heber Valley, from your favorite cafe to the shop on the corner. When you shop local, you're supporting your neighbors and investing in the future of our community. So next time you're out and about, show some love. Shop, dine, and explore right here in Heber Valley. Brought to you by the Heber Valley Chamber of Commerce. Remember, love local. It makes all the difference. Visit gohebervalley.com/shop.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
(912) top of the 7th, brought to you by Chubby's, new to the Heber Valley, family-owned and operated, 9 Utah locations. They use 100% premium Angus beef. Stop on in, your neighborhood destination for the food you crave. It's 2-0 count, actually a pinch hitter. Logan Lane, senior, only has 1 at bat this season. This will be at bat number 2. Steps in on the left-handed side of the batter's box and takes 3 straight pitches for a 3-0 count. The 3-0, that one misses as well. So a leadoff walk. Wasatch trying to close this one out, leading 8-1. Any surprises to the standings to get things started, Ty? Maple 4-0, Wasatch 3-1, Salem 3-1, Orem 2-2, along with Cedar Valley, Springville 1-3, Spanish 1-3.
Yeah, I think there's a few surprises, Ty. I'm surprised how well Cedar Valley's been playing. That one jumps out to me a little bit. Salem being more down than I expected. Tyler Scott usually has a pretty good program full of athletes down there. And Maple reloading kind of surprised me. They had a top-heavy team there last year a little bit, and so they don't look like they've missed a beat. They're out here playing just as well as they did as the state champs last year, and so that's a little surprising that they haven't dropped off at all.
Swing and a miss, strike one. It is the leadoff guy, Max Clark, 1 for 3 today with a couple of ground outs and a single to the left field side. 1-1 now the count. A little surprised to see Springville split the series with Orem. Ty got one of the wins there. Now I think an 8-4 win, if I'm not mistaken. This one's going to be fisted into right field. Eddie Bluth comes up, makes the play. He's going to try to double up at first in time. No. And Grant went to throw it around. Thought he had him out. It's not, and so it'll be one away.
Yeah, it was a good sell, Ty. I mean, they tried to sell that one that they got him, but he was in there. He beat that throw in there by a beat.
One away for Wasatch, now 2 outs away from going 4-1 in region play, and again 11-6 overall. Couple of numbers, 29 runs scored, 44 runs scored for Orem, 41 runs scored for Salem Hills. A lot of runs being scored in Region 7 so far. Orem averaging 11 runs a game through their first 4 region games, but are only 2-2.
Well, they had those live arms last year, Ty. They had a couple guys up over 90 that graduated. And so pitching down, but Carl's teams have always been able to swing. It seems like they do something well over there to teach hitting.
0-2 the count. It is the starting pitcher today, Clevin. He's walked twice, struck out in his first at bat, and scored the lone run for the T-Birds. The 0-2 count, swung on and missed. Strikeout number 7 on the day for Blake Sweat. Brought to you again by Gravity Coalition. And that'll bring us to Tyler Weed. He is 1 for 3. He tripled over the right fielder's head in his first at bat, then grounded out to the first baseman and struck out in his last at bat.
I guess that's one of the other surprising things, Ty, and we're not even halfway through region play, so this is still an incomplete assessment, but the pitching quality this year in this region has been very different.
This one's elevated to deep right field. Eddie Bluth going over, dives. Ooh, nearly came up with it.
Down, Ty, but
it is down. 4 strike 1.
But just think through these arms we had in our league last year. We talked about Orem had a couple guys over 90. You had Luyaki and Barrett at Springville. Barrett, who's over 90, lefty. You had Maple Mountain, who Max Walker was their number 5 pitcher down there, and he was the ace for Wasatch the year before. And so, like, my point there is there was just pitching up and down this league, right? And a lot of those guys, all of those guys have graduated now and moved on. And so you just haven't seen the same velocity in the region. So a little surprised there by that.
Swing and a miss. Nice pitch on the inside. Moves the count to 0-2 here to the number 3 hitter. And you talk about Maple Mountain's pitching 4 games in region play.
Yeah, so those schools that traditionally have had a little bit better arms, Orem, Maple Mountain, right, Salem, we haven't seen any of those yet. So still curious to see what happens with those schools and what they put on the mound.
Ooh, nasty breaker there from Blake. Nearly gets the check swing, and that's going to move the count to 1-2. I think Dahl maybe thought he had that a little bit earlier, and coach is telling him, hey, you got to stick that. You can't just start coming into the dugout too early. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 away. Timpview down to their final out. Wasatch leading 8-1. Sweat looks. Delivers. Swung on. Foul. Keep the count at 1-2.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go, right, if you're the catcher at this point in the game, right? Just stick that there, and that's what the umpires want to do, Ty. They like those moments where you can ring a guy up and give him a reason to think it looks good. Sit there and receive it like it's right where you wanted it.
Up to 106 pitches here for Blake. Went 110 a week ago against Spanish Fork. The 1-2. And this one's going to be elevated to the third base. Bridgershaw will make the play, and that'll do it. Wasatch gets the 8-1 victory. We'll take a break and be back with your Timberline Ace Hardware postgame show. Wasatch gets the win. Wasatch gets the win, 8-1.
For a limited time, UCCU is offering 30 grow and grow and grow with a fixed rate of return that's much higher than a standard savings account. Learn more at uccu.com. UCCU. Love where you bank.
Big O Tires in Heber is your one-stop shop for tires and service. What was once Point S is now Big O Tires. Same service, but different name. We're locally owned and operated and want to help you get your vehicle ready to road trip this summer. Stop in for all your name brand tires, oil changes, alignments, brakes, batteries, shocks, struts, and a whole lot more. Plus, Big O Tires offers financing options to fit any budget or any situation. Visit us today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Hi, this is Kendall Crittenden, Wasatch County Council member and a member of the Caring Community Coalition. Did you know that kids are at a greater risk of experimenting with alcohol and drugs between the hours of 3 and 6 p.m.? Many parents are still at work this time of day. Check in with your kids. Find out where your kids will be, who they'll be with, and what they will be doing. Brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Caring Community Coalition.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Timberline Ace Hardware postgame show. Wasatch gets the victory 8-1. As your local Timberline Ace Hardware, we are all about being the helpful place by offering our customers personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience from local experts who know you best. I throw it over to you for our game summary.
Well, Ty, you have to start on the pitcher's mound here. Blake Sweat, again, complete game, 7 innings for Wasatch, gives up 1 run on the day. Strikes out 7 hitters. Did have 5 walks, Ty, which is above where he's usually at per game. Came into the game with 10 walks on the year in just under 17 innings pitched. So he's about 3-ish walks per game is where he's at. So a little above that number. Also hit 1 batter, Ty, but he ends up going the distance and getting the win there for Wasatch and only gave up 3 hits on the day, which is a fantastic number. When you look up and down this Timpview team, Tyler, a team batting .368 on the year coming into this game, and a team that have produced 154 hits on the season, Tyler. And in 15 games, that's easy math. It's a team that comes in averaging over 10 hits per game. So Blake was fantastic for Wasatch, giving up only 3 hits and having those 7 strikeouts. And then Wasatch continued to produce at the plate as well. In inning-by-inning breakdown, both teams went scoreless in the first, but then Wasatch went on a roll. 3 runs in the bottom of the second, 2 runs in the bottom of the third, 2 runs in the bottom of the fourth. Timpview scored their only run in the top of the 5th. Wasatch didn't score in the 5th inning, but then they got 1 more in the bottom of the 6th, and those are where your 8 runs come from for Wasatch. Winning 8-1 over Timpview, 8 runs scored, 6 hits for the Wasps, 3 hits for Timpview and 3 errors for Timpview on the day as well. A closer look here at the plate, Tyler. Those 6 hits coming from Wasatch. Bridger Shaw had a single on the day, a really good barrel to left field. Braxton Fowler, a double and a single. He has 2 hits on the day. Austin Brown, 2 hits as well for Wasatch. A couple lasers to right field, one off the base of the fence and the other through the 3-4 hole between the second baseman and first baseman. And Micah Dahl had a moonshot double to left field, Tyler, that hit the base of the fence over there as well. So Wasatch swung it well here at the plate. They knocked off a pretty good Timpview team that's up and coming. Timpview now 7-9 on the year. And as I pointed out, their offense has been electric, and Blake shut them down. Back-to-back games of 7 innings pitched here for Sweat. Tyler, both games he gives up only 1 run, and he's pitching his best that we've seen him in his high school career at Wasatch.
Game summary brought to you by Robar's Collision. And Ty, if you were to pin down the key to the game, we'll go ahead and give it Blake Sweat on the mound. Really threw well against a high-powered offense. That is going to be your Wasatch Behavioral Health keys to the win. And Ty, let's hand out some Ty's trophies brought to you by Country Garden and Nursery, your only locally owned and operated plant nursery. Ty, your players of the game.
Well, it's Sweat for sure, Tyler. Blake Sweat's the player of the game. 1 run against a high-powered offense like that. He's your guy. 7 strikeouts. Tyler did it in 107 pitches today, so he's improving. Took him 110 to get through Spanish Fork, dropping that down a little bit more. But he's really rolling. His stamina looks good. He's coming off of an injury, remember, with his knee. And what he's doing is pretty remarkable. Blake, to me, is the player of the game. Like what Austin and Braxton did in the box, Tyler. A couple hits for them and played well. But Blake was the standout today.
And lastly, your play of the game brought to you by Wasatch Napa Auto Parts.
Well, Ty, the play of the day for me is when you look at Braxton Fowler at shortstop. That backhand coming across, got behind the ball, and then worked his way through it and threw a little skip shot over there to first base, and Mahoney dug it out. And to me, that was the stellar play of the day defensively for either team, but especially for Wasatch.
Wasatch improves to 11-5 on the season, now 4-1 in region play. We should be back on the air tomorrow down at Timpview, weather pending. If not, we'll be down at Timpview on Monday. But we want to thank you for listening to 94.5 The Peak.
You've been listening to High School Baseball on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.